Welcome, crafters, to this our craft along here on Crafters TV. My name's Becky. Oh, it's really nice to see you today. How's your day going on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm 11. I love it. I love it. 11. This isn't the bingo, Lily. We have got a real opportunity to boost that number even more because we have got some special treats today. First off, do you like a bargain / freebie? If so, check your emails because we have sent you something special. You might get a discount code, you might get a free gift. Either way, you need to use it today before midnight. And if you do get the discount, as in the percentage off, just to let you know, it does exclude July launches. Not only that though, but you know this show, it's like 2 hours of quick, make. It's more chilled. Because we have got 2 hours of a craft along, but then I've got an extra hour with Jodie from Tonic joining us. So that means more craftability and more craft time, which is always gorgeous. And to make it even more of a sweet deal, we have got in our craft expert area, the wonderful Lily. Hi, Lily.
Hiya. I'm back.
Be honest.
Yep.
What are you making today?
We're crafting along.
We are.
We're using the fabulous Ornate Pop Out Dies.
We are.
We're making a lovely box that I hope you guys at home are going to love as much as I do.
Yeah. I feel like there's a twist coming here, Lily, a twist.
I feel like there's a but, isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this project that we're going to create is absolutely fabulous, but it's one by our lovely Michelle. So you guys at home will probably know our Michelle. Comes on Crafters TV pretty regular, and I have to say she was actually supposed to be here today. However, you know what?
She's been lazy.
Do you know what? She slept in and she thought, you know what? No, I'll get Lily to do it. Lily's always willing. No, you guys at home probably know if you are in the UK, the weather has been absolutely scorching this week. We're not used to it, are we? Let's be honest, in this country. And Michelle, unfortunately, wasn't able to actually get up to the studios this week. So I've been sort of stepping in last minute to do today's shows, which obviously I'm super happy and excited about. But for this craft along, Michelle had actually already prepared the fabulous project that I'm going to show you guys today. So you're going to have to bear with me. Michelle's given me full instructions. She said it's going to be fine. So you guys are crafting along, but I kind of am as well. So this is Michelle's fabulous project. She's told me she's watching, so pressure's on. But we're all going to be crafting and learning together, but I'm really excited to be sharing Michelle's fabulous ideas with you all.
And it does look like a brilliant make. We are going to be needing to grab our hands on a full shopping list of treats if you do wish to craft along. So if you do want to grab these, you are going to need to make sure that you get these all set and ready so that you can make along with us. Should we have a little look at what we need first off, Lily?
Absolutely. So I'm just getting a little caveat from me. This is Michelle's gorgeous project that she's popped together. I'm going to be following the same sort of structure to create that box, but I'm going to be using slightly different papers and colours. But basically, to make Michelle's exact project, what you'll need is the Grand Circle Ornate Pop Out Die. You'll also need the pastels and the neutrals in the 12 by 12 inch luxury mix cardstock pads. You'll need the Celebrations 8 by 8 paper pad. From our water reactive ink pads from the Spectrum Noir range, you'll need Oasis, Straw Bale and Pink Tulip. From our fabulous Violet Studios Farmstead Easter collection, we're using the daisies. Also some ribbon, gems, and then your tools that you're going to need are your Gemini die cutting machine, as always, let's be honest, it's always on there. Our fabulous guillotine. You'll need a scoreboard, your Collal all-purpose and tacky glues, a dotty tape pen, and a hot glue gun or 3D glue gel or 3D foam pads. As I say, that's exactly what Michelle's used to make that amazing project that she's popped together. I'm going to mix it up ever so slightly in terms of the colours and papers, but that's your basic list of supplies.
That's perfect. We are going to be having so much fun making with that. If you are going to be making along, let us know. We have got for you the sort of main focal of this that you want to get your hands on for this award-winning show. I'm going to start off by showing you them. So these ones are your ornate pop-out dies, and you are getting a lovely layered effect. It's a little bit like creator cards in essence, or even like sort of your intricate stack of cards if you want to. And what we're doing here is you're cutting out an element that leaves a little bit attached, so you get this pop out effect. So you can see how great that looks, really eye-catching indeed. 4 different designs. I have your regal diamond. Ooh. I've got majestic damask as well as your grande circle, which I know we have put in your shopping list for this one. I really like this one. It's a bit hypnotic. Oh, it'd be quite a nice one to get your pens out for like a mandala style design with these, wouldn't it? You could add a bit of detail to them. I've also got your Baroque oval in here as well. So all of these have that pop-ability for you to create a really eye-catching card all in one. Today, all of them just $31.96 or $40.95. That's a saving of 20%. You can get them 2 for $18 or 2 for $23 as well. So up to you if you just want to pick a few. Who's in with us today? I've got Caitlin's our superstar for the first half of the show. Where are you going? Why? What are you doing?
She leaving us? She going to enjoy the sunshine?
Maybe. Yeah,
Caitlin, rude.
Hello to Larry, who's saying good morning from a blazing hot Arizona. What does that say? Gilbert. First off, I read it as Gibraltar, and then I read it as Giblet, and I thought neither of those are right. Almost positive. Hence why I missed it entirely and just went straight to Arizona. Hello, Lynn! Saying hi again. Becky, Lily, Jodie, the CTV team, the producer, Ben, who's got his short shorts on today, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone! Hello to you, lovely Lynn. How are you getting on? We've also got Charlotte's in the hot seat right now, being our director. Hello to all of you. Gilmore's in, saying hello to the team. Looking forward to watching Lily mesmerise us with this fab craft along project.
Ooh.
No pressure yet again. Pammy is saying good morning from a very hot central New York. Do let us know what temp it is around where you are. Don't forget, it is International Chess Day today. It is not just Moon Day, it is also International Chess Day. So if you are, what do you call them, playing with your castles, or maybe you're wearing some checkmate, says Ben.
Oh dear.
Do feel free. Maybe you want to let us know what your favourite board game is. Which one are you best at? Which one are you win for win most likely to be wearing the crown? Do feel free to let us know, and what you are up to as well today. So, have you got everything you need? Have you got everything ready? Should we get ready to craft and roll? Let's do it. Where do we start, Lily?
Oh, right. We're going to start, so we're going to make a lovely box. As I say, this is Michelle's fabulous project, but we're going to start by creating our box side, and we're going to sort of cut in that ornate pop-out die. So it's going to show you a different way that you can use these dies. I showed you on Wake Up Call this morning how we can use them sort of, I like to say, as they're intended. They're sort of the main way of using them on that gatefold card design. But of course, with all of our products here at Crafters Companion, there's so many different ways you can use them. You can even use them on creating a box like we're going to do here. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm actually using the fabulous Pastels 12 by 12 inch luxury card, and that was on the shopping list, so you will find this on the website. You get a fabulous mix of both this lovely pearlized cardstock and also a linen textured cardstock that we will be using a little bit later as we come to pop this box together. And it's sort of coordinating in the colour tones, so you get the different finishes for your different colourways in there. And it is 250 GSM, this cardstock within the pad. 12 by 12 in size, so it's perfect for slightly larger scale projects like this box that we're going to create. And with it being 250 GSM, it's a nice strong weight, so when we come to actually cut in or create a card dies, we need a little bit of strength because there is only a fairly small area that stays in to create that mechanism. We do want a nice strong card, so it's going to hold its shape and it's sort of going to withstand that mechanism being cut into it. So 250 GSM, using this lovely purple pearly card. I have to say I love this sort of lilac-y colour. It's not just because of Crafters Companion, I do generally just love my purple, and anything that's pearlised really does speak to me. So I'm loving this colour that we've chosen for our box base. So all we've done is we've taken two pieces and they're exactly the same size. They're going to measure 11 inches along this long edge, so 11 inches by 8 6/8 of an inch.
Okay.
So 11 by 8 6/8 of an inch, and that's really hard to say. I'm getting my teeth around that one. But we've cut 2 which are exactly the same size. Basically, each one's going to form 2 sides of our box, and because this is a 4-sided box, we're going to need 2, so we've got 4 sides in total. I'm going to start off with just the one piece. So if we take one piece at a time, and I'm using my big scoring board. You can use any scoreboard that you've got. Any of our Crafters Companion ones are all absolutely fabulous. This is just a nice large format scoreboard, so I know it's going to fit these pieces of cardstock that I'm working with. So we're using the inches side of the scoreboard. I have to say I tend to work in inches, and I was very pleased that Michelle clearly works in inches as well when her measurements were emailed through to me. It was a little bit of a relief because if they came through in centimetres, it would have been a little bit like, oh, doesn't quite compute. I think a lot of us crafters work in inches. I mean, at school I was taught centimetres, but they don't make any sense to me these days. It's all about measuring in inches. It's a lot easier. So we've popped our long edge, that 11-inch edge along the top, and all we're going to do is we're going to score at 5 inches and 10 inches. So that's going to leave us a 1-inch flap at the side. So scoring at 5, it's really easy to work with your big scoreboard. You will find all of these on the website. I know us guys here at Crafters Companion are particularly famous for all of our scoreboards. We bring you lots of different sizes, lots of different quite interesting scoreboards as well. I have to say I picked up Festive Fancies the other day off our website. It's quite a nice funny one if you want to create your crackers and all sorts of things like that, but just for your basic scoring, this is absolutely fabulous. So scored at 5 and 10 inches. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other one. Not quite exactly the same. We're going to score at 10 inches all the way down. And this is something that I noted this morning on Wake Up Call, but if you didn't catch the show, when I'm scoring, what I tend to do is I won't do one sort of hard, heavy score line. I'll score multiple times over the same area. And what that allows us to do is sort of build up that score line, so we're going to get a nice, sharp crease onto our score and onto our fold, and it reduces the risk of cracking when we come to actually fold up our box. So all I've done is I've scored at 10, and I'm going to leave that one for just a moment. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Bringing back in our first one, so remember we scored at 5 and 10, and all we're going to do is we're just going to rotate this 90 degrees, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I've always struggled with these angles. I'm not quite sure why, but 90 degrees. So now we've got that short edge along the top like so. And then we're going to score at 6 inches. So find the 6-inch score line. Again, that same technique of going in fairly lightly to start with, and then just building up our score line. And if you are like me and you do find you lose these scoring tools, or you need one in every single craft tote that you've got, and you find them here, there and everywhere, you can pick these up individually on the website as well. So don't worry if you do end up losing your scoring tool that comes with your board, you can pick those up on the website, so not to worry. So you can see we've got this piece starting to come together now. Can start to see that these two are going to be lining up like so. So we're going to do exactly the same on this one with the 6-inch score line. So pop in that short edge along that top part of our board. And because we're going to be wanting to match these up, so we've got a flap here that's going to stick to there. We're going to be wanting to match those up like so. So we're going to be wanting to score like that at 6 inches. That's going to give us, that's actually going to form the base of our box. So scoring at 6 inches, just like so. We can see how they're going to start to join. So do you remember on this first one we scored at that score line, but we've not popped that into here just yet. That was going to be our 5-inch score line. That is because we're going to, it's a similar technique to what we did on this morning's wake up call, where I didn't score all the way down where I was going to be cutting my mechanism die, just because I didn't want a score line to go through that section there It's not the end of the world if you do score all the way down and then you cut into that area, because we are going to be adding our decorative mats and layers over the top, so you will cover most of that score line, but you'll find that your box is a little bit stronger if you don't score through that middle section. But it's completely up to you. If you find it a little bit perhaps confusing as to exactly how that's going to work, don't worry about it at all. You can just score at 5 inches like we did with the other piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to score, so we're not cutting anything into this bottom section, so we're absolutely fine to score at 5 inches all the way through that lower edge. We know we're not using that to create our mechanism, we won't be cutting through there, so we know we can add a score line through all of that section. I'm just going to turn this over so I can just see where that 5-inch score line is going to be at that bottom section without sort of following it all the way down the scoreboard. It's just a little bit easier just to flip it over, and you can see that's where that 5-inch score line starts there and will end about there. And this is where we're just going to have a little think about where we're going to position our die. So we're going to want to position our die into the middle. We're just going to have a little look at roughly where we're looking. That looks about right. So you can measure it if you want with a ruler, or we can just sort of roughly measure. So what we want to do is we want to make our score line just about meet, and this is our mechanism die. We'll take a little look later at our dies that we've got within our set, but this is our mechanism die that's going to create that pop out element. We want to score so it meets the top and bottom about like so. Like I say, it doesn't matter if we extend ever so slightly into that area. That's just going to help us when we do come to actually cut that die. It's going to help us line everything up. Then what we're going to do, very similar to when we create any other box, regardless of whether we add in our sort of our pop out elements or not, we're just going to cut some triangles into the box to reduce bulk. So at this edge here where we've got our 1-inch score line, we're just going to create that into a slant there, and when we come to fold this together, it's basically just going to make it a little bit easier to actually fold everything together. We're not going to get any of the tabs sort of catching on any areas. Okay. It's just going to fold together a lot more smoothly. Then what we're going to do is we are going to actually cut in an angle to these pieces, just like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same at this score line here. So we're going to cut into a V to where the score lines meet in the middle. And we're going to go up the other side. And I find a larger, longer pair of scissors works easier for this. I find it's easier to actually get sort of a straight line, but of course you could be using a trimmer, or you could use a pencil and a ruler to draw a line on first just to make sure everything's straight and even. So that's the one piece we're going to cut into in just a moment. But we're going to do exactly the same with our other piece. So this is the one where we popped in those complete score lines, as we're not actually going to be cutting the pop out into this particular 2 sides of the box. So just cutting our V's into there. They don't have to be really, really deep, large V's, just enough that when we come to fold our box and pop everything together, it's just going to reduce that risk of any of our tabs catching and sort of snagging and the cardstock potentially bending. It's just a little trick. I'm sure a lot of you guys at home will use this sort of trick all the time when you come to pop your boxes together, and it's no different with this being a little bit more of a special box with a pop out element. So that is our 2 lots of sides ready to go. We're going to leave this one to one side. I keep saying side, 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 side. Leaving the sides to the side. That's going to one side, and we're going to bring back in our one, the other side.
Right, yeah.
Well, this is coming from the other side with our 2 sides.
Yeah.
And we're going to be cutting into this one. So this is the one where we didn't pop that complete score line, so we've got the gap in the middle. We're going to take a little look at the dies that you're getting within your collection. So this is just one of the die sets that you get in with that complete ornate pop out die collection. And we've got lots of different shapes of the pop outs within that range, which is absolutely fabulous depending on the sort of project you're wanting to create. So we're creating more of a square box, but if you wanted to create a really rectangular box, you've got more rectangular designs in the collection too. So it's always worth going for the main bundle if you can, because you do just have lots of different options for your different sorts of formats of project. We've gone for the grand circle, and I love this. It's almost like a doily design. So we've got not only the mechanism die that we're going to use in just a moment, but you do get all those mats and layers in there too, which is absolutely fantastic. The amount of options you've got just from the mat and layers alone, before we even think about this mechanism worker die, is absolutely incredible. So much versatility and value within each and every set in the collection. But we're taking this die, and if you watch Wake Up Call this morning, you'll have heard me refer to this as the one with the two kissy lips. And that is a phrase borrowed from our very own Debbie Robinson. I can't take credit for that one. Debbie Robinson calls these the kissy lips. So if you watched the launch day on, I think it was about the 6th of June, you'll have heard our Debbie talking about the kissy lips. So basically what she means by this is we've got this slight notch. You can be forgiven for thinking perhaps there's a little fault in the die, or it's just a little excess bit of metal, and not at all. It's actually been designed to be that way. So at top and bottom, we've got a little gap between the two edges of the die where we've got no cutting blade at all. When you get your dies home, you should be able to notice that that die line sort of stops. We've got those two notches. The notches are to help us line it up. We basically line those up with the score line, and the fact that we've not got a cutting blade onto there is just going to mean that we basically create that element that stays within the card. So it won't cut out this complete shape, part of it will stay in, which is what creates our pop out mechanism onto our cards, or in this case, boxes. So these dies will fit through our Gemini Junior, but like I always say, it's all about the size of cardstock that you're using as well, not just the die size. So the size of the box that we're making won't fit on our Junior plates, but the dies themselves will. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of low tack tape, super important with dies like this. When we are taking our time to measure and position, we do want everything to sort of not move basically, otherwise there's no point us taking the time to measure everything and get everything level if as soon as we pop it through the die cutting machine it actually moves. So a little bit of low tack tape, and you will find this on the website. We do actually have a fabulous bundle on tonight's Creative Cravings where you get a few die cutting tools and your tape is in there as well. So definitely do check that out. That's our hero tool for tonight. But a couple of pieces of low tack tape, I always say more than one. Thing is, if I just pop this one onto here, I'll show you, I'll remove this left hand one. Although that side's stuck down, you see it can still pivot. So always balance it, so have at least two pieces, one on each side, so that we know that that's going to be taped down nice and securely, and when it runs through the machine and it's got that pressure of the Gemini feeding it through and cutting this die, we know it's not going to move. Brilliant. So I've lined it up top and bottom, so I've got slightly more space at the top, because when we think about it, we're going to be popping our lid over there, so a little bit more space at the top than the bottom, lining up the two kissy lips with that score line that we popped in top and bottom. Normal die sandwich for these, although they are fabulous mechanism dies that are going to create our sort of concept cards or boxes as we've got here. Same die platform as we would for any ordinary thin metal die in our Gemini machine. Of course they'll work through any other machine that you've got, but why would you not want a Gemini is my argument. Why would you not? I say one, several of different sizes. Of course. But yeah, they'll be perfect in your Gemini or any other machine that takes your thin metal dies. So what we're going to do is always take a little bit of care when you are removing your low tack tape. I always say try and tape onto the waste, but in this case there's actually no waste with it there's not a die cut as such, if you like, so we've not got an element that's waste and that's not waste. It's all sort of what we're going to be using, so do just take care as you remove your tape. As we don't want to rip our cardstock. If you do, never the end of the world, there's always ways we can cover it. And don't forget, on today's show, we do actually have the fabulous dragonfly die. We do talk about hiding things with a butterfly. That's also perfect. Hide it with a dragonfly. So if you do end up ripping your cardstock, not the end of the world, stick a dragonfly on it and you'll be all good. There's never a mistake in crafting, I always say, you know, or just happy accidents. There's just another opportunity for adding extra embellishments is how we're going to think of it, which is always absolutely fabulous. So that's been cut into the sides of our box like so. So that is looking absolutely fabulous. And all I'm going to do while we're going to go back over to our lovely Becky is I'm just going to reinforce these score lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scoring tool And because, although we pop the score lines in earlier using our scoreboard, because of the pressure of the Gemini, it will flatten your score lines ever so slightly. So just reinforce those, going over, burnishing all your score lines, and that's all I'm going to be doing as we go back over to Becky.
Perfecto. So you get them burnished down, and let me remind you that you can treat yourself to this collection. You're going to be getting 20 elements in total, 4 different designs, which you can use and layer as you wish. So you've got the Regal Diamond. I have also got for you that stunning, I love the design of this one, the Majestic Damask. I've got your Grande Circle, which we're working with currently, and I've got your Oval as well. All on screen right now, saving 20% at least. Because if you're platinum, you're saving even more, and if you check your email, you might save even more. We have got those dancing dragonflies that Lilly mentioned earlier on, and I've got a fabulous collection. This is like, I don't know, this is like an amuse-bouche collection. You know, it's not a full 7-course meal. It's just enough to fill you up, but also wet you whistle for more. Let me show you what we're bringing to you here. We have got within here some consumables and some that you will keep forever and ever. First off, a lovely selection of your fabulous ribbons, which, as always here at Crafters, work perfectly with the collection of colours that we're bringing to you in that pearlescent card. As well as that, I'm going to be bringing to you some dies. So this is an example of the pearlescent cards that you're getting, just to let you know. So you are getting loads in there, including but not limited to Smile, Dream, Birthday, Thank You. I've also got the Dancing Dragonfly itself. Use them separately, use them together. You can use them as you wish. Layer up loads if you want. It's a really wonderful detail there. It's almost like stained glass window, isn't it? And then I've got for you lots of your sentiments too. Always nice. It makes you, if you are new, these are fabulous, because if you haven't got, you know, if you've got handwriting like mine that looks like, I don't know, a slug with a pen in its mouth has just gone across your page, then it's always lovely to be able to have something like this on hand. You have got those beautiful details. And then I have got you 12 by 12 as well. So these are the different designs that you're going to be getting. Some really nice aqueous colours within here, but as well as those sort of majestic hues, those kind of almost magical, I don't know, I always think that purple is the colour of magic, I do. So it's kind of got that magical pearlescent, sorry, not pearlescent, like majestic and magical and otherworldly purple hues to it as well. So there's lots of colours within there. Again, you 12 by 12s. And these are the different designs that you're going to be able to get your hands on. Today, for that fabulous amount, it is just $42.99 or $57.99. If you do want to add a little extra, because you love a little bit of colour, but also you like a little bit of texture, we've got a buy one, get one for free for our fabulous Country Lane A4 linen cardstock. So you will be getting 2 packs of this, which means 40 sheets in total. Today, less than 15 quid or less than $20. So do feel free to seize the moment on that one whilst you can. Okay, we have got lots of you messaging in. Hello, a lot of you talking about the heat, which I'm not afraid of. Pammy is saying, ugh, it's 9 a.m. Bex, and we're at 85 degrees. We're supposed to get 95 with a heat index making it feel like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 38 plus in degrees C, Pammy is saying. That is scorcho, blimey. Stay in house. Stay in and craft. Hello, Betty saying, hello from Oklahoma. She says, I am the queen of a game called Racco. No one in my family will play with me. I've never heard of that. R-A-C-K-O. I've never heard of that game. Send us a little synopsis of it, Betty, but that sounds really, really good. I would like to let you know that our fabulous Michelle McCarthy is in with us. Michelle was meant to be on the show today, but because of the heat and trains and travel and all the rest of it, she's not been able to. She sent a lovely message in saying, Becky, sorry to have missed working with you, especially as you are so much more professional and better looking in a dress than the likes of Ben and, and Joe. Some of that may or may not have been embellished. She says, Lily, you are going to be fabulous as always.
Oh, thank you,
She's
Michelle.
a love. Michelle, I hope you're all good where you are in the heat, my love. So, sending you big hugs. Okie pokely, do keep your messages coming in. Don't forget, I have got the lovely Jodie from Tonic.
Hi.
Joining us very, very soon as well. For now, though, should we carry on crafting? What's next, Lily?
Should we add a few little mats and layers to our box sides?
Lush.
So, we have got the box is starting to take shape already, which is quite exciting, and it's looking fabulous. I have to say, I just love this paper. Every time I look at it, I think, oh, I love that colour. Just a lovely lilac colour. But of course, Michelle's used slightly different colours for her project, and it's totally up to you what papers and cardstock you want to use, depending on what you've got in your stash at home. Just have a good old play and you'll come up with some gorgeous designs. So you can see it starting to come together, but we're going to go back to this piece where we've cut our pop art element into there. And I've taken some pattern papers. These are from one of our paper pads, and let me just check, I've forgotten the name. I think it's Everyday Celebrations.
Yeah, it looks like.
Everyday Celebrations 12 by 12 inch pad. This is 180 GSM. With these being our mats and layers, 180 GSM is absolutely fine. We don't need anything super, super strong to go onto there. And I've cut these down to 2 2/8 by 5.5. But basically, it's about an eighth less in terms of height, and then we've got the 2 2/8 of an inch either side. So we're just going to mat and layer those onto there. But for me, it needs a little bit of something, a little bit of extra detail onto there. I sort of want to frame that a little bit more. You could add it onto another piece of coloured cardstock, but I don't really want to bring another colour into the design. I've got my purple cardstock and I've got my print. I don't really want to introduce another colour of cardstock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out some of those lovely pink details that we've got within that pattern paper. You can see as I came to choose my papers and my cardstock, I pulled out that purple design that we've got within that pattern paper when I was choosing the cardstock for the base. I'd like to pull out some of that pink that we've got within the flowers and really make a little bit more of a feature of that. And all I'm doing is I'm taking some of my pink tulip water reactive ink. This is from, of course, our Spectrum Noir range. I have to say, these are the only sort of water reactive ink pads I use anymore. I do have quite a few colours, a couple missing, but I do have a list that I tick off. Every time I get a new ink pad colour, it gets ticked off the list, and I'm working my way through to build up a full collection, because I use these time and time again when I'm crafting. Pretty much a day doesn't really go by when I don't use one of these sorts of ink pads or multiples. For inking your edges, they are absolutely brilliant. They're my go-to for adding that little blush, that little hint of a tint of colour on the edge of our mats and layers, or the edge of our die cuts, as we're going to do a little bit later. It just takes off that starkness, and if we don't want a really white edge to our design, it will take off that starkness. So if we compare our original one without any inking and the one that we've just inked, we can see it really ties the eye in, it draws the eye into that central design, and it just gives it, it's almost like giving it a little bit of a mat and layer without having to use any extra cardstock, without having to add any weight. If you are creating cards and you're thinking about postage and you don't want to add any more bulk or weight to your cards, it's perfect, because you don't have to add in that extra layer, but you still have that added interest, you have that extra little bit of detail. It looks that little bit more special, but with not really a great deal of effort required to make it look that little bit more special. So I'm using one of our fabulous blending tools. This is the round one. I have to say, we asked this question actually a few months back on social. Are you team round blending sponge or square blending sponge?
And are you round?
I'm round.
Why is that?
I don't know why. I have no idea why. Don't worry guys at home, I have both. You know, I'm like, I have to have everything, so I do have both, but for some reason, and I have no idea why it is, because in the past, I used to use the rectangle, and we call them square as well. This is another thing. We call them the square blending tools, and they're rectangles.
Yes, they are.
There's no way they're a square. I mean, I wasn't good at maths at school, but even I know that that is a rectangle and not a square. But yeah, I used to use the rectangle ones all the time. They were my go-to. And I don't know when it was, a few years ago, I think, I started using the round ones. I don't know, I prefer them. But they do exactly the same job. We've got both on the website. Completely up to you which one you prefer, or if you like me and you chop and change as the wind changes direction sort of thing. But yeah, I do prefer the round. But either will do the job nicely, and we've added our 2 panels onto there. So that's that piece. We're going to add that, I'm not going to add it anyway, I'm going to leave it to one side for a moment.
Lovely.
We're going to do exactly the same with our other piece. So this is the piece where we didn't put in our Pop Out Ornate Pop Out. So you could do it on both sides of the box, so you have that pop out design on both angles, but on this particular box we're just going to have it on the one aspect. We're just going to have the pop out on the front of our box.
Okay.
Now our pink tulip ink pad that we're using is quite a pale colour, so you can really build up the colour with quite a few layers of ink if you like, if you want more intense colour. But if you do find it perhaps it's not quite dark enough, then our fuchsia ink pad is basically like the darker version of our pink tulip. So if you do want a little bit more colour onto there, then go with your fuchsia rather than your pink tulip. But I just want a little bit of subtle colour, pink tulip will be perfect for that. And I'm working in circular motion, so all I'm doing is I'm picking up some ink from my ink pad, and then I'm moving in circular motions. And what you'll find is that will give you the smoothest lay down of colour onto your cardstock, and you're left slightly to get sort of where you can see where the ink's been, and you're not going to get streaks or smears or anything like that. And because these ink pads have been designed specifically for your blending, for all your backgrounds, for inking your edges, you're going to get a really nice smooth lay down of colour. You're not going to get streaks or smears because these inks have been specifically designed for this purpose. So you're going to get a really nice professional finish. Even if you've not used inks a lot in the past, perhaps you're not into your messy crafting or your inky backgrounds, it doesn't have to be messy at all using your inks. You can just use it in this way like we have here to add a little bit of extra colour to the edges of our mats and layers to really bring that pattern on those papers to life, and it just gives it that lovely finishing touch. It just makes it look that little bit more special when we come to make our projects like this box. So if we add our 2 panels onto here, you can see that I've used quite a larger piece of the pattern paper, as we don't have that pop out element in the middle. We're going to cover those 2 entire sides with our pattern paper, and that's the basis pretty much of our box sides. So what we're going to do is going to take some red liner tape. So it's completely up to you whether you use red liner tape or you can actually use one of our tape runners, because they are so strong. You're still going to get a fabulous result with our super strong, ultra strong tape pens, but I'm using red liner tape. Now I have to say, when I first started using red liner tape, we have 3 lengths here at Crafters Companion, not lengths, widths. So we have our 3mm, our 6mm, and what I'm using here is our 12mm. And we do sell them in packs where you can get all 3.
Yeah.
And when I first started buying them, I thought, I'll use a load of 3, a fair amount of 6, and I'll rarely use the 12mm. I thought, you don't see a lot of 12mm red liner tape out there in the craft world. I thought, I don't know if I'll use that an awful lot. I thought I'll get a few, because obviously I've got to have them all. But I thought, I don't think I'll use it as much as the others. And bizarrely, it's the one I use the most.
Interesting.
Because I find when I'm creating boxes, quite often you'll have a tab that's about 1 inch or 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
So if you've got 1.5 inch tab, that you're adding your red liner tape onto, it's perfect. So I find I use the 12mm an awful lot. So if you're anything like me and you think, I won't use that very often, give it a go, because you'll probably find you use it a lot more than you might think that you will.
Great.
Really, really useful for sticking your boxes together. So we've stuck the 2 pieces together, so now we've got one continuous piece. Just because we couldn't have done this from just the 1 piece of cardstock in the beginning, because it is longer than the 12 inches. By doing it in 2 pieces, it allows us to get this larger format of box, but it means that we can still use our 12 by 12 pad. And I've somehow managed to stick a piece of low tack tape into the inside of my box. Good job it's low tack, we'll just remove that like so. And then we're going to start thinking about where we add in our tape onto the base. So it's going to fold round like so, and it's just a little bit of thought going into exactly how we're going to fold this up. So before I release the red liner tape.
Release the gold.
we're going to actually just plan where we need to add our red liner tape to the base. We are going to reinforce the base in just a moment, so we're not going to worry about the strength of that too much just at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to add red liner tape just along the bottom edge, and we're now working on the correct side so we can see all our design on this side of the box. And we're adding our red liner tape, our lovely thick 12mm red liner tape, onto just the bottom section of these tabs that we've got for our box base. What I'm going to do first, it's totally up to you, whichever you find easiest. You could stick your base together first and then your side, but I find it easier personally. I'm going to say perfectly. It's perfect, not quite, but we're getting there. To actually do our side first, this side tab first, and then the base. And if you do find it a little bit more difficult to line things up, remove your lining of your red liner tape, then add a little bit of Arcolal tacky glue onto that exposed adhesive, and then stick it down, because then you'll have a little bit of manoeuvrability and it will make it an awful lot easier. So the way I find easiest to do the base is to do 2 of the flaps at a time. So remove 2 of your red liner backing, and they'll go on the inside. And then we will fold these 2 in like so. And again, if you do use your tacky glue onto the back of there, you will have that little bit of manoeuvrability that time, just to give it a little wiggle around, have a little bit of a wiggle, just a little bit, and you'll be able to get it exactly into position, so it's all lined up beautifully and it looks really lovely and professional. I'm going to leave that to one side. That's almost stuck, but it doesn't look too professional. There's a hole in my box. There's not a hole in my bucket, there's a hole in my box, which is not brilliant. And our base is also not hugely strong. If we do want to put something a little bit more heavy into here, there's potential that it wouldn't be strong enough. So what we've done is we've taken another piece of that same cardstock that we've used for our sides. So it is, I believe it's 5 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to add that to the top. With this being actually sort of built already, I'm going to add just some tape onto our base. So I'm going to use some of our tape runner. Basically, I want to apply adhesive around the edges, but just make sure there's nothing in the very middle where our little hole is, a little spy hole, a little pokey hole in the middle. So adding our tape onto there, and you could actually cut another one of these and have one not just on the outside, but another one in the inside of the box if you want a really super strong reinforced base to your box. But this should be plenty strong enough, so smooth that down, and then in order to make sure it's all stuck down really nicely, I always just burnish it down, get my hand inside the box and just make sure that all of that is adhered nicely. You can see there's no hole in my bottom and there's no hole in the inside of the bottom either. So absolutely perfect, nice strong base. You can feel it's a nice sturdy box. I mean, I'm throwing it around a little bit, which is probably not the most caring thing to do, and Michelle might be sat at home saying, that box, you throwing my box around, what are you doing? But you can see we're starting to build that box already. So that's our base and our sides, pretty much all good to go. And when we come back in just a moment, I hope you guys are all keeping up a little bit time to check out your baskets or catch up if you need to. We're going to start working on the lid.
Perfecto. Let's just remind ourselves what we're getting in this collection if you want to be able to create your own pop-out designs. So lovely, these designs, because they have got that layerability to them, but also it's the real wow factor, you know, of when they do pop out, that kind of wow factor. How has that worked? Is there a bit of string running through there? No, it's all to do with that mechanism itself. 4 different designs, as you can see. You've got your oval shape, a diamond shape, I've got that wonderful mosaic damask, and I've got your grande circle, which we're currently working with as well. Plenty of you getting in touch with us today. Hello, lots of people absolutely loving Lily. Natty says, I've only seen Lily a few times. I agree with you. She explains things very well, says Natty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I do try.
Pammy says, I absolutely adore Lily. She's a fantastic teacher and she explains things so well. Lots of love coming through for you. I will also let you know that Michelle McCarthy is still watching.
Oh, is she not turned off?
No.
Or is she trolling us?
Do you know, Charlene? I'll be honest with you, she's got a few questions.
I imagine.
As well as it being National Moon Day and National Chess Day, Michelle has let us know, possibly most importantly of all, it is also National Hot Dog Day today.
Ooh.
What is your staple topping for your hot dogs? Great question.
Ketchup.
Just ketchup?
Yeah, I have to say I'm really boring. When it comes to condiments and sauce and everything, I'm really, really boring.
Really?
It's like ketchup or Yorkshire sauce, bit of Henderson's relish. If you're in the US, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But Yorkshire sauce, Ben in my ear saying, what's that? It's a bit like brown sauce. Fun fact, when I was very little, when I was about 5 or 6, I used to be absolutely addicted to brown sauce.
Did you like HP?
Yeah, well, the Yorkshire sauce.
Yorkshire version.
I used to have it on everything. I used to have my bread, dipping it in my Yorkshire sauce. But I've not had it in years, but I think I did it to death as a child.
Oh, that sounds delish.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite to you, Lily.
Yeah?
I'm like, the more condiments, the better.
Oh, see, no.
More slop opportunities. It's just beautiful.
No, I'm very boring, I'm afraid.
Love it, I do. Now, we're going to give you a moment or two to get ready to shop the show. And don't forget, we've got some tonic treats on for you today. And you've got that email, so check your emails. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV.
Just reach down my bra and take it off. No, not my bra! No, my bra!
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafter's Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. You're joining us here in our craft along. We've got Jodie from Tonic joining us soon. We're also answering the big questions. Alicia, I'm in love with honey mustard on my hot dog. Eve is saying hot dog and cheese. Laura, possibly the most unusual answer, I did not expect this, ketchup and Baked beans. Laurie, you're a maverick and I love it about you. I love it about you. Anyway, we are partway through our craft along. Remembering it is our ornate pop-out dies that are the focal of these. What do we do next, lovely Lily?
We're going to have a little look at how we actually pop the lid together, and this is super simple to actually do the lid for this box. So if you've ever used any of our scoreboards before, our Ultimate Pro, our Boxer, anything like that, it's going to be really easy for you to put the lid together for this box. Now, I was talking about earlier how in this fabulous Pastels 12 by 12 inch paper pad, of course you will find these on the website, and we do a neutrals and a pastels version. So lots of different options for your colours. I was talking about how we've got a different colour palette within that collection, and within each different sort of colourway, you've got both a linen and a pearl. And honestly, when I first got this pad home, I felt like I was in crafty heaven. Two of my favourite sort of finishes for cardstocks are linen and pearl, and to get both in a pack is absolutely fabulous. But the brilliant thing is you get the complementary tones. So you get the purple in your pearl and you get the purple in your linen. So you know that you're going to get that sort of tone-on-tone effect, but by mixing up the textures, it's going to give that sort of point of difference between the two different finishes of cardstock. So you're still going to get that definition between your layers, but it's going to give you that extra little bit of interest, and there's something so classy about tone on tone. So for our base, so our sides and our base that we just popped together, we use that lovely pearl. And for the lid, to keep things similar but different, we're going to I'm going to get my teeth in first. Teeth back in, firmly back in, get my words out. We're going to go for that linen texture. So pearl for the base, linen for the top. Of course, you could do it the other way around, or you could be mixing up different colours, but to keep things quite similar, we're going to go for our linen for the top. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of this cardstock. Remember that I said earlier it's 250 GSM, so nice strong weight, but nothing super thick, so we can still add our mats and layers on there. It's going to be a nice weight, but not super heavy. We've taken a piece of this and we've cut it down to 7 1/8 of an inch by 7 1/8 of an inch. So it's a square piece at 7 1/8 of an inch. And that's also hard to say. I feel like Michelle has purposely made up these measurements so they're all tongue twisters. Nothing to do with fitting the size of the dies or the size of the box that she wanted. It's purely just to trip me up, I'm reckoning. So Michelle, thank you. It doesn't take a lot to trip me over my words, so you know, all these 1/8 of an inch is quite difficult to say. So what we're going to do is we are going to score at, and I'm just wondering whether I've cut this to size. I think I have done. I think I might have cut it to the wrong size. We might have to cut another piece. So I'm saying it needs to be 7 1/8 of an inch. And that's definitely under 7. So what we're going to do is not to worry. You get multiples of each piece of cardstock in your pad. You get about 3 or 4 of each, so we're all good. I'm just going to take another one, and I don't quite know how I've done that, but it happens, and it's not a problem because of course we're going to use that other piece for something else, so it doesn't go to waste. So what we're going to really do is we're going to actually take our arm out using our large guillotine. These are absolutely fabulous, these large guillotines. We should have these on the website, and they are absolutely fabulous to work with for all your trimming. Your last minute trimming if you make a little error like I do. So we're going in at 7 1/8 of an inch. We're definitely going to cut this right this time. So I'm going to cut down and then we're going to turn it 7 1/8 of an inch. And then we're just going to trim that like so. Little offcuts, of course, we'll be using those a little bit later on when we come to do some of our die cutting, when we pop some of our decorative embellishments onto that. But then we're going to go back to our scoreboard, and hopefully we've got the right size piece of cardstock this time. I don't know how I did that, but it's just one of those things. I'm going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Now, there's a lot of different sort of schools of thought when it comes to which side of the cardstock do you score on. Do you score on the right side? Do you score on the reverse? I can never quite make my mind up, quite frankly. I'm not sure there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and I'm sure if you ask any of the other craft experts that we have here at Crafters Companion, I'm sure they'd all say different things. But I find I get a lovely result if I score on the right side of the cardstock or the wrong side of the cardstock. It doesn't seem to matter that much for me. So in this instance, I'm scoring on the right side. So can you see I've got that linen facing up, because what you'll find with this textured cardstock, although we do have texture on both sides, the front side is slightly more textured than the reverse. But like I've said, I've scored on the front, you can score on the back if you like. I've heard some people say that they'll score on both sides, so they'll score a few times on the front and then a few times on the back. That works for you, then absolutely go for it. I always say craft is all about enjoying yourself at the end of the day. It's meant to be a passion, it's meant to be a hobby, and so whatever you find easiest, whatever's going to give you the most enjoyable experience, then by all means go for that. I always say there should be no rules in crafting whatsoever. It should just be that happy time. When we go to our happy place, when we're in our craft room or wherever it might be that we craft, perhaps we just have a little space at the end of our dining room table and that we get our stuff out every now and again. Perhaps you've got a few hours on an evening, maybe the kids have gone to bed or you've just finished work for the day and you've just got a little bit of time for crafting. It's sort of our quiet time, our quiet space just to be creative. So there shouldn't be any rules, it shouldn't be anything stressful about it at all. It should just be all about enjoying what you're creating. So no rules, definitely, whatever's easiest. So after that long ramble, score on the reverse or score on the front is the upshot of that. We got going around the houses a little bit there, but we got there in the end. And what I've done while I was rambling on, as usual, I just reinforced those score lines using that scoring tool that you get with you'll get it with the Ultimate Pro, you'll get it with your scoreboards as well. Super, super useful to have those. So we've got a lid that's got 1 inch depth. What we're going to do is we're going to take that exact same technique that we did at the very beginning of the craft along, and we're just going to, I always talk about reducing the bulk with these flaps here. Just take that triangle out. We're going to do that in all 4 corners, and like we saw when we came to build that box base, what that's going to do is going to reduce that bulk so that it folds more neatly. There's going to be no snagging of these tabs. I'll actually show you on this one. So if I were just to cut in like so and didn't do that other cut line like we've been doing with the others, can you see there's a chance of when we come to fold this together, that bottom edge might catch on the edge there and it might not give us a really neat finish, and it could end up with this being folded over ever so slightly. It would just look a little bit messy. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would look slightly untidy. By taking that triangle out, and it doesn't need to be super deep, just needs to be perhaps about 1 centimetre or so base to that triangle. When we come to fold this up, can you see that we don't have that edge meeting that score line? So it just means it's going to give us a little bit of a neater finish. And it's something that's really easy to do, but if it's going to give us a more professional finish, then definitely worth spending that extra minute or 2 just to take those triangles out. So I always say when we are creating our boxes, always try and decorate it as much as you can while it's flat before you build it. So what I mean by that is I tend to do all my mats and layers when it's flat. If I've got some sort of embellishment, perhaps I'm doing it with foam pads or anything like that, I'll tend to do it when I've actually built the box. But all my mats and layers, definitely when it's flat. You'll just find it a lot easier. There's been several times where I have forgot, I say several, it happens on a weekly, perhaps daily, not quite daily, on a weekly basis. I'll perhaps pop one mat layer on and then I'll build it and I'll want to add another. And there's ways and means, you know, you can add extra mats and layers on when you have built your box, but it is just easier when it is flat. So what we've done is we've taken some more pattern papers. So for our box sides, what we've done is we've taken that floral design from our Everyday Celebrations paper pad. And I've taken a complementary but slightly different design from that same paper pad. Same colour tones but just slightly different print. And what I'm doing with this box is we're making the lid and the sides complementary but not exactly the same. Just gives us that little bit of a point of difference. So for our base, we use the same sort of colour but different finish of cardstock. And then for our patterns, we're using the same sort of colours but a slightly different print. And it's just going to give our box that little bit more interest to the design. But to keep things flowing, so we are having things different but still cohesive, still working together nicely, we're going to do exactly the same inking onto our panels as we did with the panels for our box size.
I did actually have a message from Alicia about blending.
Ooh.
Can you blend with gilding wax, she's asking?
Absolutely. So, I believe we should have some here. Yeah, live and interactive. I love it. When you guys come in with questions, I absolutely love it. Crafting on the hoof, you can't beat it.
Crafting on the what?
Crafting on the hoof.
Oh,
On the hoof?
What, like
Crafting on the
hoof?
hoof.
Like a horse's foot?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Crafting on the hoof, it might be a Yorkshire thing. No
I've
one
not
else
heard
might
of
have
that
any
before.
idea what I'm on about. Jodie should know what I mean if she's out there. So, gilding wax, completely different effect, but we can of course blend our edges using our gilding wax. So I've taken Empire Gold. I always find so much easier just to do this with your finger. You can use a tool, and I've tried it, and it's just easier to do it with your finger. It will wash off, so no problem with that at all. Tiny, tiny little bit. You'll be surprised by how, what a long way this actually goes. I always pop it out onto my glass mat, or you can use it onto a craft sheet or even a piece of acetate. Tiniest bit on your finger. You can always add more, but it's difficult to take it away. Same sort of technique in terms of the circular motion. Even though it's your finger, same technique as if we're using a blending sponge. Then all we're going to do, this is perhaps not the best colour of cardstock, so I'm going to have to build up that colour that little bit more. I think we can just about see it. Circular motions, and that's going to give us almost like a gilded, I don't know if you remember, my mum used to have a phone book and a dress book that had the edges of the pages were gold,
Yeah,
and I used to be absolutely fascinated by it.
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
reminds me exactly of one of these. I used to go and look at it for hours, and I was fascinated. How did they put these gold edges on these pages? And I wanted my school books to have that sort of design. Never quite happened.
No.
But here you can add your own gilded edges. So rather than adding colour, like we are with our inks, if you want to add a little bit of metallic lustre onto there, so onto your craft mat, tiny little bit at a time, build it up onto your finger, circular motions, and that's going to give you the most fabulous effect onto that. I don't know if we can see that shimmer, that shine, how opulent. I mean, that's onto pearlized cards, so that's just like super opulent. But yes, absolutely, you can blend with your gilding waxes, and you can actually, and something that's super fabulous, is you can use different colours of gilding waxes together, and you can blend them. So like you would with your inks, we're doing like ombre effects. I think there's 5 different gilding waxes we bring you from Pebio. I believe there's 5.
Yeah, there is, there.
Yeah, 4 gold, 1 silver, and you can actually blend those all together, and that looks amazing. If you use that onto some of your black card, emboss your piece using one of our fabulous 3D embossing folders, and then do sort of an ombre of your different gilding waxes. Looks amazing.
Gorgeous.
But I think we think a lot when we use our gilding waxes, they're just to add to our embossing folders, but absolutely not. You can ink your edges, ink in inverted commas, your edges using your gilding waxes in exactly the same way you would with your ink pads. Fabulous question. If you do have any questions, do keep them coming. Love a good question. Not just about hot dogs and flavours and sauces and everything, but...
Well, I'll tell you what, sauerkraut seems to be coming out #1 at the moment on top of hot dogs. Ben, who is the producer today, is going, oh no! He doesn't sound like that. You know what he sounds like.
Yeah.
I think it is a pickled cabbage.
It's pickled cabbage. And it's funny because I hate pickles, but I like sauerkraut.
Intriguement.
Weird. Yeah. I don't know why.
I love a pickled anything, me. Ooh, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Rhonda is saying melted cheese, grilled onion, crunchy dill pickle, tomato, and a tiny touch of French yellow mustard.
Wow.
Now
Now
that's
that's
French
fancy.
yellow mustard. Is it like English mustard? Oh, it's a bit sweeter apparently than English mustard. English mustard comes up to you, goes, hey, you're all right, and then just pops you in the chops with, ah, it's so spicy, and it gives you nose tingles, doesn't it? Just here. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I have to say I've never even eaten mustard. I've never had it.
Really?
No. Oh, no.
Why? What is it that you don't fancy?
I don't know. I don't think I'd like it.
Really?
No. I'm sure I must have tried it, but I cannot think when I've ever tried it.
No. What about Dijon?
Still mustard.
Yeah.
No, I don't eat mustard.
You know, sometimes people are like, oh, I hate all apples. And it's like, what about a Granny Smith? And they're like, oh, I love a Granny Smith. Don't know why apples. No one's ever said that to me, but... Anyway.
I like a good apple.
Yeah?
I'll give you that. Yeah, I like a good apple.
Give you that.
A nice Granny Smith.
I knew
Oh,
it.
Ben
Ben's
in
more
our
the
ear
pink
like
lady.
Pink Lady.
Oh, actually,
there you
speaking
go.
of Ben being a pink lady, when I mentioned before that I looked better in a dress, somebody did message in saying, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure that Ben looked very good in a dress back in his panto days.
Very
Absolutely.
true. Very true.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
Gorgeous.
Walked straight into that one.
Now people are thinking about Ben in a dress whilst I'm reading about hot dogs. Ketchup, mustard, dill relish, cheese or bacon if available, says Betty. I like that. Rosalind's got the idea. Rosalind's absolutely levelled it up here. Cheese. Yeah, good. Mustard. Yep. Yeah. See it. No, see it. Onions. Yeah. And chilli.
Ooh.
Bit of con carne on that. Oh, yes, please, Rosalind. That sounds gorgeous. Miriam is also saying, now I want a hot dog, and it is 5:53 a.m. Yes, sorry about that. Sorry. Michelle brought it up, not me.
Oh, funny.
funny. So,
as you will probably remember, I cut my lid to the wrong size. So, well, initially, we're all good now, but remember at the start I had the wrong size piece, which meant that my mat and layer was also the wrong size piece. Not to worry, we'll just cut it down. Let's see if I've done my sides right. The sides are wrong as well. Oh dear, never mind. Just going to chop them down.
And it's super quick with the guillotine anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, only take a moment. But like I always say, no mistakes. All we're going to do is just chop them down a little bit, and then they're going to fit onto our box lid nicely. So what we did while we were talking about Ben in dresses, hot dogs, and anything else we were talking about.
Sorry, the punctuation in that was quite hard to understand because all I heard was, so we've been talking about Ben dress sausages. Ben dress hot dogs.
Yeah.
Ben's dressing hot dogs. What an unusual hobby.
A hot dog in a dress. Well,
we used to have bananas in pyjamas, didn't we?
Oh, we did. They were
downstairs.
coming down the stairs.
And weren't they chasing teddy bears, which is very strange for a banana to do? This
Why
is a
not?
book, cartoon, TV show, poem thing. Apparently it was from Australia, the TV show, which I did not know.
No, I didn't know that.
It was Banana 1 and Banana 2, B1 and B2. Yeah.
Very interesting. But anyway.
Love it.
Anyway, I'm just crafting along as we do at home. I mean, you guys at home, if you are in your craft classes, your craft groups and stuff like that, but your conversations are just as random as
Yeah, I
we
bet.
are. When you sit in your craft groups, you just have a natter, have a
Matter
craft.
about anything, don't you?
What it's all about, cup of tea, a few biscuits, bit of craft, bit of chat. Happy days. Brilliant.
Yeah,
What it's
love it.
all about. So, what we have done is we've added our ink, same ink that we used for our pattern papers for our box sides, that pink tulip, we've added that onto this piece, which is now the right size. I'm hoping my lid is going to be the right size. We'll find out in a little wee while. I'm slightly concerned it's not the right size, Let's have a little look. Ooh, it does, I think it's two. Let's just have a little measure. We might have to do another one. Let's have a little look. My ruler is the wrong size. Righto, our box lid is the wrong size. So, measurements. We are going to go back to Becky for a moment and I'm going to chop it down so it's going to be the right size.
You throw it back to me. Let me remind you what we're bringing to you today, because our fabulous box that we're making includes a pop-up, and we've got different shapes for you. So just remember that these as themselves, if you were just to use these as they are, they're going to give you these lovely sort of matte and layer dies, but like ornate and sort of this intriguing pattern within them. But then you've got the little section here which stays attached for the perfect pop-up. So that isn't on like a monofilament, a fishing wire, anything like that. That is actually just made out of card, and you get this beautiful pop-up effect, 4 different designs designs, grande circle. I've got your baroque oval. We're bringing to you your regal diamond and your majestic damask. So you've got all of those different designs. You don't have to choose your favourite today. You're getting them all as part of this deal. Or if you want two, just two, so say that one and that one are speaking to you, then you can buy both of them for £18 or $23. It's up to you, whichever way you want to do it, do for these at the moment. One thing I would say though is when these do matte and layer up, as we've kind of already looked at today, they look brilliant when you use different styles of cards. So have a little look at these so that you can stock up, so that you can create that lovely layered effect. I've got multi-purpose for you first off. Can you stamp with it? Yes, you can. Can I make bases from it? Yes, I can. Can I make boxes from it? Yes, I can. It's multi-purpose. You name it, you can pretty much do it with this card. $14.98 or $22.48. It's a buy one, get one half price deal. 120 sheets in total. 25% savings. Great opportunity there. Now, this is definitely one to stock up on. Dotty tape pens. You yourself have seen how much the lovely Lily uses them. You'll know you use them loads at home. Also, I think it's safe to say that actually when we run out of these, it's a little bit of panic stations. So seize the moment whilst you can. You're getting one for free in that collection, just to let you know. So well worth seizing the moment, because things like this, sometimes they just go and they go. Hello to Stephen, who... I like this, Stephen. Stephen doesn't mind throwing a little bit of, controversial thought out there. We were chatting mustard, weren't we? French mustard, English mustard, Dijon. Stephen's favourite mustard, you'll never guess. IKEA. IKEA mustard is amazing. As in IKEA, the place you go to get yourself a tall boy or whatever they call them. What do they call them? What do they call them? Well, yeah, they're called tall boys. Sorry, I've just realised what a great impression of a wardrobe that is. Oh my gosh, charades. Anyway, yes, Stephen, that is controversial, but I love that about you. Karen is saying, I've just made 38 pints of sauerkraut last week. That sounds really nice. Michelle McCarthy is talking about bananas, preferably in pyjamas. She says it was Australian, and it was, she said the kids loved it nearly as much as I loved it. Michelle, it was so lovely, wasn't it? Kirsty is also saying, or Ben on a hot dog dress. Lovely idea. Lady Gaga will have a battle on her hands. Kirsty, great point. Yeah, not just like, a rasher here or there, but yeah, just Ben covered in, I don't really want to think about it. Anyway, it's not my idea of a thought. So if you do want to seize the moment on any of the treats we've brought to you, don't forget you can go and shop the show, and I will remind you to check on your emails, because you will either have a percentage off discount code only until midnight, or you'll get a free gift, and the free gift will make you smile, I'm sure. So do feel free to check your emails. Whilst we do that, let's head on back to Lily.
Yes, we have rectified our little error.
Perfecto.
So we basically, our box is a little bit too small. So what we've done is we've made it, I think it's about 7 1/4 now. It's about 7 1/8 before. 7 1/4 is better. It's going to give us a little bit more room to actually fit that onto our box base. So I've actually used white now, I have to say. It was meant to be out of this lovely card that we were using earlier. I was down to my last piece. So I've gone for a white lid, but not to worry, it will still work. We do have white as sort of the background to our piece of our pattern paper. So it's all going to work beautifully. So it's not a problem at all. As long as it's the right size, we shall be all good, and fingers crossed it will be now. So we're going back to these pieces of pattern paper that we cut out and we inked up using some of our water reactive pink tulip ink, and stick that using our fabulous tape pen onto the lid, and then we've got exactly the same pattern papers for the sides of the lid. So we're going to have that flow of design from the very top of our box lid to the sides of our box lid, and then we've got similar colour tones on our box sides and that same ink. So the lid and the base, although we've used different cardstock for the actual base of that lid and base, lots of base there, lid and base.
It's all about that base.
Apparently so. But we're still going to get that flow because we've got those similar tones in the pattern paper. So fingers crossed, it should all work together nicely when it comes together. I'm matting and layering these flat, just using our tape runner, which is a flat adhesive, nothing 3D. When we come to actually add our sort of decorative mats and layers using the dies within the set, we might 3D those up a little bit more, just to give a little bit of dimension, a little bit of height and more interest to those focal elements. But with these just being, say just a mat and layer, they're fabulous papers, but just our mats and layers onto our box, we're just going to keep them flat. And as well, we don't want too many sort of 3D elements to our mats and layers. We don't want to detract from that fabulous pop art element that we've got on the box. We want that to be the main focal point. We want, when you look at the box, we want that to be the first thing you notice, not necessarily the mats and layers. And whatever you are adding the most height and the most dimension to should really be sort of the most important part of your project, whether it be a box like we're creating here or whether it be a card. Whatever you're raising up most, it tends to be the thing you're going to notice the first when you look at that creation. So we've added some of our red liner tape, that 12mm, that I thought I wouldn't use very much, and look how many times have I used it already on this box so far. I think it's the only length, width even, of red liner tape that I've used so far. So like I say, it is a super useful width of red liner tape to use. And we've added that onto the tabs of our box. Remember, we cut the little triangles out just to reduce bulk, so when we come in to fold it together now, we're going to get a nice neat finish, no snagging or potential tearing on any areas. It's going to give us that really clean and crisp look to our box, just like so. And then just reinforcing those score lines. And then fingers crossed, this is the moment of truth, isn't it? Fingers crossed, is the lid going to fit on the base? Let's have a little loop. We're going to manoeuvre it into position. It's going to be snug, but I do believe we should be just about all right, she says. Oh, it's going to be adjuster, I think. Just going to bend it a little bit. I'm just being careful because we've got our pop art element and I don't want to snag that at all. But if we just manoeuvre it into position, like so, we should get our lid on there. And we do. And remember, at the very beginning, it seems like ages ago now, but do you remember we cut our pop out slightly further down, so there's a little bit more space at the top. This is because we've got a 1 inch depth to our box lid, so it just means that if we cut it centrally, then we might potentially have the box lid coming down a little bit too far. But it means now we've got that lovely even distance top and bottom, and that's the main part of our box done. When we come back in just a moment, we're going to start to add a little bit more detail and interest onto there. Although the box does look fabulous as it is with those pattern papers and that really nice ornate pop out detail onto there. We call them ornate dies, and I have to say there's nothing particularly ornate about that at the moment. So when we come back, we're going to add a few little decorative mats and layers and make this box look really fabulous.
Most certainly. So if you do want to seize the moment on these, I'll just remind you, this is the one that we've used initially, and we'll be continuing to use these in just a moment. You can see you're getting multiple dies in here. You can use them individually. Absolutely, if you wanted to, you could use them as mat and layer actually ones if you wanted, or if you use them all together, you get this effect with that mechanism element. So I've got 4 different designs. Don't pick your favourite, but if you want to, it's 2 for $18 or 2 for $23. Do not forget as well that if you check your emails, you'll have an email from us. Not like us, like this team specifically, like Crafters TV as a whole. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, what would mine be like? Mine would have loads of spelling mistakes and I overuse an emoji. Anyway, you will have an email from us. Some of you will get a discount code for an order to be used today only. Some of you will get a secret code for a free mystery gift. Either way, it's win-win. So go and add what you want to your basket, use that discount code, and we'll be back in a few.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV.
Just reach down my bra and take it off. No,
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all out time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. Oh, it's well nice to be with you. What day is it? Wednesday. All day. All day. Well, until midnight.
Okay.
Speaking of, Lily, watch this for expertise. Speaking of midnight, don't forget that's when your voucher runs out. You don't know what voucher? Let me tell you. It is our reveal wheel deal. We have sent you an email. Check your emails if you're part of our, Club Inspire. If we've got your email, obviously, we've not just if we haven't got your email, because you're not part of Club Inspire, then we haven't done it sort of telepathically, it's not like Harry Potter. We call him Harry Potter in my house. We call him Barry Jotter in my house. But I always forget that's not his name. Forget about Barry Jotter and, delivering owls down to you. Do feel free to join our Club Inspire. It's free. Basically, all you have to do is give us your email address and we'll send you discount codes. And there's one in your box today, so do go and check your emails, because you'll either get some pennies off today or you'll get a free gift today. But again, it is only till midnight. We are part way through our craft along. We've got approximately 26 minutes and 12 seconds left-ish of the craft along, and then straight after we've got Tonic joining us. So should we carry on crafting? Shall we? We are of course working with our wonderful ornate pop-out dies, so if you do want to seize the moment, 4 of these ones you're going to be getting within here, and we have been creating a fabulous box with the wonderful Lily. Hi Lily.
Hello, I'm still here.
So we're getting ornate now, aren't we?
We are. We've done the pop-out. Let's go ornate.
Love it.
And for me, This is the best part about this collection. It's all that lacy filigree detail. It's those mats and layers. It's building up that design to get something that's super, super pretty. So I'm going to bring in these dies I've been talking about. Oh, I've been wittering on about these lovely dies. Let's get cutting them. So, of course, we've already looked at our Kissy Lips die. So that created our mechanism onto our box. That we're not going to use anymore. No, it's not going to use anymore. I'm done with this one for now. For this particular project, we have done our cut with that, and we're going to focus on the other dies within the set. And what I've done is I've taken some of the cardstock that we've used for our box already, just to keep that design flowing, like I always say, getting everything matching so everything works together. I'm going to go with alternate colours. So we're going to think about matting and layering this section up here. So that base is purple. So we want our bottom, our biggest mat and layer, to be white, because we're going to go alternate. So it means our next one is going to need to be purple. And then our next size down is going to be white, and it's that same white textured cardstock that we use for the lid. You'll find that in our neutrals textured cardstock if you do have any of that in your stash. If not, just any white card, you can use your multi-purpose card, but for a little bit of texture, I'm using the neutrals textured pad. So we've gone white, purple, cutting those through, and it's that exact same pearlized purple. And again, another little tongue twister there, a pearlized purple. Luckily it's a card, so I can't say pearlized purple paper, pearlized purple card. A little bit easier, not a lot, but a little bit easier. That we use to create our box base and box size, so it's going to keep that same sort of colourway flowing through.
Lovely.
So our base one is our white, because we are going to be sticking this onto our purple. That's why we used our white for our base layer. So that's that one, pop that to one side. Our next one is our purple, which is our lovely lacy delicate detail. Look how gorgeously filigree and intricate that is, just absolutely stunning, and how beautifully that fits onto that layer beneath. Everything's been sized perfectly, so it will all work beautifully. Our next one, and think about perhaps threading some thread through there, or if you have some really, really thin ribbon, that might work, but something like an embroidery thread would be absolutely perfect to create a fabulous effect onto there. Could create a really interesting design to add an extra little bit of interest to your die cuts. Then our next layer, our middle layer, is our purple again, so we've got that design flowing through there. And what I'm going to do, earlier I was talking about using our foam tape and our foam pads to give things that little bit of dimension when we wanted them to sort of stand out a little bit more. And because this is our focal point of our project, really, we want this to stand proud from the base. So I'm taking some of our foam pads from Crafter's Companion. You will of course find these on the website. These are lovely, fabulous quality foam pads, and I have to say I can never get enough foam pads. I do like a little bit of dimension on my cards and other projects, just really does bring them to life. And if we layer these up, nice and easy to do, just adding one on top of each other with our foam pads to make them stand proud. It really does make a feature of the design, and as well you get that drop shadow cast between the layers. It's almost like an extra mat and layer, or almost like you've inked that onto there. You get that sort of design onto there like so. It looks absolutely fabulous to layer those up. So that is going to go onto the sides of our box, and I'm also going to add some foam pads onto the back of this piece, just so that we can raise that up as we add that onto our pop art element. So some nice large format foam pads onto there, just 3 onto there, peel the backs off, and then that's going to give us our detail onto the side. Line that up like so, nice and easy to do. And then that's going to be onto there like so. I'm going to concentrate on the lid, and I've done a similar thing for the lid, but I've actually done it the opposite way around. So the base layer I've cut in purple, and then the next one I've done in white, and so on and so forth. Just because we're going to be sticking this onto white, we want our base layer to be purple, just so that it stands out that little bit more. So it's just deciding what colours you want to work with, and then cutting out all your mats and layers, but cut out in exactly the same way. You saw how beautifully they cut when we cut them for our first piece. One pass through the machine and you'll get that lovely crisp clean finish every single time, especially when you're using your Gemini. You'll get a fabulous finish, even with dies that are so detailed like these are. Exactly the same as what we did with our other piece, foam pads onto each layer, and just building these up, building up the dimension so that you can create a nice 3D topper that's going to go on our box lid. And again, the piece that we're going to adhere to the top of the box, we're going to add some foam pads onto, and then just peeling the backing off of there, just like so. And then that's going to go onto the top of our box lid. Just take a moment to line that up so it's nice and central. So I'm looking at the distance between these two sides and between those two sides to make sure that it's about even, and that's going to give us our design onto there. That's looking fabulous, but I feel we need to add a little bit of something more. We do have the fabulous Dancing Dragonfly collection on the show today, so in just a moment we're going to come back and add a few extra little embellishments onto our box.
That's perfect. Whilst we are moving on to our next step, let's have a little nosy forward, shall we? Because in approximately half an hour, I've got the lovely Jodie who's just out there joining us from Tonic. So we're going to have more demos and stuff in half an hour. But then a little bit later, we've got our Creative Cravings, where there's going to be a few focals. And there are some really, really special treats within here. I've got for you your big scene create a card dies, and these are big, these are beautiful, they're bold, they're sizable. Run them through your die cutting machine once onto one piece of plain paper, and this is the kind of look you get. It just looks so professional, so high-end, but it's done so quickly. If this one you love, if you think, oh, that's absolutely gorgeous, I want it, I need it, I must have it, purchase this one. I'll give you that one for free. Genuinely for free. It was even show you it the wrong way around if you want. I'll give you it for free. It won't cost you anything. No, go on. Do you want to haggle with that? Do you want to haggle? All right, okay. I'll do better. You can have that one for free as well. Go ahead, have that one for free. In fact, you know what? Let's throw in one more. You are buying one, you are getting 3 for free. And these are dies. And when I'm saying you buy one, you get 3 for free, I mean 3 sets, you know? This isn't just one die. You've got 2 dies in, for example, this one here, in fact, in all of them. So you've really got a special opportunity here to have a fabulous time with them all. If you do want to seize the moment, now is your chance. From nearly £68, 68, that's all right then, isn't it? Less than a tenner a die, I'm happy with it, to $16.99 or $19.95. It is an absolute bargain. And if you would like to have fun with those, let's face it, with cool things like the creator card, simply by cutting out elements or almost paper piecing or just taking one layer and slightly drop shadowing it, if you can add some card to it, it looks great. And let me show you, I have got so much card to add to this collection. It is a mega bumper bundle of your card. I'll quickly whippity-roo through with the colours you're going to be getting. So I'm going to be bringing to you your beautiful pearlescent cards, including this baby blue. I've got a baby pink as well for you. Then I've got for you a baby lilac. Well, it's not baby lilac, it's just a lilac, isn't it? We've also got for you a beautiful Christmas green. Just look at the glow on that. Woo. Then I've got for you a Christmas red. Let's get sparkly. Sorry, sometimes I speak to myself and I feel like I'm like a really rubbish DJ at a wedding disco. Do you know what I mean? Let's get sparkly. Everyone on the floor now. Next one. Shan't do the rest of the show like that, but great idea, thanks Ben. We've also got for you baby pink glitter as well. I'm bringing to you your lilac. I've got your rose gold. Lovely rose gold. This has got a bit more intensity than those ones with the peachy back palettes. I've also got a Christmas green. I've got your Christmas red. And lastly, but by no means leastly, I've got your rose gold, again in the pearlescent. So they all pair up perfectly. And today, just $36.99 or $61.99. That is a 20% discount for you today. And if you pair them up with the likes of our beautiful credit cards, then you're going to be able to create something very special. Oh, way up. What about with ours? Imaggiano. Something like that. Yes, post box. Or what about, or, yeah, why not? Why not? Why not a pearlescent one as well? Oh, hey, I love it. Anyway, your opportunity to seize the moment on those ones now. Shall we carry on with our craft along? Let's do it. What's step next?
We're going to pop on a few finishing touches to our box. Our box is looking lovely. Thank you to Michelle's good instructions apart from the lid. Michelle, next time you're in, the lid was wrong. But we got there in the end. It was literally just 1/8 of an inch too small. But now we've got our lid is on there, it's fitting nicely. We've got our fabulous pop out element on the front. We've got our lovely mats and layers that we've added onto that, the side and the lid. But I always feel when you've got a design like this, when you've got your nesting dies, I always feel it needs something in the middle just to really finish it off. And that's where we're going to bring in that fantastic dancing dragonfly little selection. I say little, you get tons in there. You don't get the full collection, but you do still got a lot to be playing with that amazing collection we've got on the Shop the Day page that you'll find on the web. We're going to bring that collection in, and we're going to start with, I have to say, this has become one of these dies, and the same with the sentiments I'm going to use in just a moment, that I'm using time and time again. I love butterfly. I've got so many butterfly stamps, so many butterfly dies, and I use them to death, to be fair. So I've thought I'm going to mix things up a little bit, and instead of always adding a butterfly, I'm going to add a dragonfly. So this set has been one that I've been using an awful lot lately. And something else that I think is absolutely fabulous about it, and you don't perhaps realise from a first glance when you look at the packaging itself, is it's not just the one die, it's actually two. So the first die, the detailed die, that will cut out of your cardstock, and what we'll see when we come to cut this, that'll cut that beautiful lacy design. But if you want to add a little bit of colour behind, like we're going to be doing with this particular embellishment that we're going to create, or perhaps you want to add vellum behind, or you've got lovely acetates, maybe a foiled acetate you want to add behind, you've also got this solid design. You don't have to use them both together. If you use the lace one on its own, it's going to give you a really delicate open finish. And if you use the solid one on its own, it's going to give you slightly more bold finish. But if you layer them up together like we're going to do in just a moment, you get that lovely lacy design, but then you also get that colour showing through behind to give you that extra little bit of interest, that extra little bit of detail onto your designs, and it's going to give you that lovely finished effect. So all we're doing is we are taking our Gemini machine as ever, and with these being smaller dies, you'll have no problem whatsoever with them fitting through your Gemini Junior machines. And we're running them through our die cutting machine. So that base solid die we're cutting in that same pearlized purple cardstock that we've been using throughout this craft along, and then for our lacy delicate detailed layer we're using that same white textured card that we used for our base, our box lid. We nearly called it base lid then, which was a little bit worrying, a base lid. Not quite right there, Lily, but close enough. Close enough. So that is our lower layer. So you could even be perhaps running that through with some of your embossing folders to add a little bit of extra detail. That would look fabulous as well, just to give you a little bit of a point of difference. Maybe you've got stamps, background stamps that you want to add onto there to add a little bit more detail, or perhaps you're using one of the fantastic pattern papers that you do get within the Dancing Dragonfly collection. And you do get some of the lovely pattern papers within that little bundle that we've got going for you today. So perhaps you're going to be cutting that in your pattern papers and you don't want to use this layer at all. That's still going to look fabulous. But when we come to layer these two together, look how gorgeous that looks. But when we came to do our pattern papers a little bit earlier, feels like ages ago now that we were doing all our mats and layers, but it was still part of this craft along, it was still today. We added a little bit of ink to our white edges just to take the edge off a little bit more and to really highlight that detail. And we're going to do exactly the same with our dragonfly. So the same pink tulip water reactive ink that we were using earlier, we're going to add just to the edges of the wings of our dragonfly to add a little bit more colour. It's going to give it a really pretty delicate finish onto there. Nothing too heavy, not a lot of ink, not all over, just to the very edges of the wings, a little bit onto the head, and the very bottom of the body should be enough just to give us that extra little bit of colour onto there. And then of course, as always, fabulous .E tape pen, which you will find on the Shop the Day page. Get a pack, I think you're buying 3 and getting 1 free within the bundle, so fabulous to stock up if you get through these anything like I do, which is an awful lot. And then before we stick that down, we're just going to use our fingers to shape the wings ever so slightly, just to bend those upwards, and that's going to give us that little bit of dimension. It's going to give the effect like that beautiful dragonfly is actually flying. It gives us that really pretty dimensional finish onto there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look where we're going to position this. I'm going to place this one onto, I think, should we pop it on the side or do we pop it on the lid? Let's pop it onto there like so. So we're going to add a few foam pads to this section. So by laying it out first, it's allowing us to work out exactly where we need our adhesive. So that bottom edge is going to be free, so we just need our adhesive up to about there, and you can add a little mark using a pen or pencil onto the back of sort of the area of where you can add your adhesive, but I'm just sort of doing it by eye, and I know that if I put foam pads onto there, that's going to be enough, but it's not going to sort of extend, because if we put our foam pads onto the bottom bit there, that bit won't actually be stuck to anything, so we'll have the foam pad sort of exposed, which is not exactly what we want. To give the effect of flying, I'm just going to add it slightly to an angle like so, and then that's going to give us that area all decorated. But we've decorated our sides. We need a little bit of something to the lid. We could add another dragonfly. See, I'm so used to using butterflies all the time. It's natural to just say butterfly, but we could add another dragonfly or even a butterfly if we wanted to the lid. But to make things a little bit different, I'm bringing in another die set that we do have within this little collection, and this is called our Simple Sentiments. This is another fantastic, really useful and usable die set. The sort of die set that you're going to go back to time and time again. You're going to be using these sentiments in your crafting all year round. Lots of different occasions covered with these. You can even mix and match these a little bit too. So you could use happy separate, you could use birthday separate, but you could of course add them together to create of course happy birthday. I mean, you could be using these in multiples, so you could have smile, believe and dream all on the same layout. That would look fantastic. So lots of different options with these. If you do want to make them slightly less ornate, you could be sort of chopping off where those lines extend. You could just be making a little cut line onto there to make them slightly smaller and slightly less ornate. Sort of depending on what sort of project you're wanting to create, you can make these really work for you. But I've taken Believe and I'm cutting it into a piece of this same purple cardstock that we've used for the rest of our box. We're going to run that through our die cutting machine. Now these are perfect if you do have your Gemini mini machine. These are great if you want to just sort of have that perhaps on a lap tray to the side of you and you just want to get lots of sentiments cut, ready for whenever you need a sentiment on any of your cards, or for your scrapbooks. These would be perfect for all your mini albums, your scrapbooks, your journal pages. Then you'll have a stash of sentiments just ready to add onto your projects whenever you do need them. But nice small die, so they won't sort of overtake your design, but they'll add a little bit of something, a little bit of finesse as well with the lovely font that we use on these. It's just going to be that lovely finishing touch. And if you watched this morning's wake-up call, then you will probably have saw that what I did with one of these sentiments is I actually cut it multiple times from the same colour cardstock, and rather than cutting it in 2 different cardstocks and drop shadowing, I actually layered up, I think it was about 3 or 4 of the same colour of cardstock just to make it a little bit more 3D. With it being so delicate and thin, it is difficult to get a foam pad behind there. So to make it that little bit more dimensional and give it a little bit more interest, what you can do is you can actually cut multiple, lay them up to give you a thicker embellishment, and that will give you a fabulous effect onto there. But in this instance, because we're going straight onto white, we'll still have plenty of contrast onto there, and that's still going to stand out nicely. And again, with it being such a detailed die cut, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our dotty tape pen and add this to the back. I've managed to rip that now. Dear, see, it is delicate, but not to worry. Because we've ripped it, it's not a problem. What we'll do when we stick it back down, my tape runner's not playing ball, is we'll just piece it back together and no one will know. It can be our little secret. So it's not a problem at all. If you do rip your die cuts a little bit before you stick them on, just take a little bit more care than I am, which is not hard. I can sometimes be a little bit slapdash. It's when you get towards the end of a project, you sort of want to see what it looks like at the end. You get perhaps a little bit excitable. I know I do. But we're going to add the first. Hey, that doesn't look too good, does it? Belie. No, believe. Much nicer. And then we're going to add our second half of our word, and no one will know they actually split down the middle. Well, hopefully not, unless any of you guys at home tell them, but it can be our little secret that we've ripped our die cut, but it's not a problem. You can, of course, be using your fine tip glue applicators if you do prefer to use those. I'm not sure if I've actually even got any tape on the back of there. We'll find out. If it drops off, then we'll know that we've not got any tape on the back, but I think we're all good. I'll blame it on the tape runner being a bit naughty. But no, totally my fault. But you can't actually even see that was 2 pieces onto there. So if you look at that, it looks like it's just the one piece onto there. So nobody knows that we ripped it. But lovely finishing touch to the top of our box. So if we look at the top of our box, you can see we've got that lovely design onto there. Those fabulous dies. I was going to say nesting dies there. These are actually our ornate pop-out dies, but you wouldn't know from that box lid that is actually part of sort of a kinetic concept card die set. It just looks like we've used a fabulous set of nesting dies. So we've created our own almost like medallion style design on the top. And then on the side, we've got that amazing pop-out element, really easy to create the actual mechanism there. Just the one die cut using that worker die that you've got within the collection. And don't forget, you could be using any of the die sets, any of the designs within that collection to create this sort of box. You could do more of a rectangular box, more of a square box, but then finishing it off with some of our Dancing Dragonfly collection, using that gorgeous dainty that's a hard one to say, dainty dragonfly die onto the side there, a little bit of dimension onto the wings, a few pattern papers, a little bit of inking. A really achievable project, but I think when you first look at it, it perhaps doesn't look that way. But you guys have seen, even though it wasn't my craft along, even though this is Michelle's fabulous idea, a few little errors, a few little mistakes along the way, but we did get there in the end. And I hope you guys are going to give this a go and create one of these yourself. I'd love to see what you create, because I must say I've really enjoyed popping that together.
Most certainly. Lily, thank you so much. Wasn't that absolutely lovely? Really, really nice and different and unusual. Let me just show you a few of you getting in touch about this actually. Hello to Beth. Oh, Beth isn't actually talking about these. Sorry, Beth is talking about IKEA. We have to travel 3 hours for the nearest IKEA. Usually go for a few days just for fun. You can in IKEA though, can't you? It's huge. It's like an adult's version of Alton Towers, isn't it? Our IKEA, absolutely. I always think if you can go to IKEA, you can, with a loved one, and then by the end of the trip, you're still speaking to each other at a normal, calm level. You've done great guns. Hello to the lovely Pam, who's saying, hello everyone, hello ladies. What an interesting craft along. Miss Lily, I really love the project you made on Wake Up Call too, using the balloon and creator card. It was wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
That's nice, isn't it? And it's very true. It's gorgeous. Do watch back on that. It was from Pam. Hello to Andrea saying, I love that box. Natty saying, the box is beautiful, Lily. Hello to Michelle Knit saying, I love making boxes. Michelle McCarthy saying, Lily, totally amazing. I love how you took my idea and made it your own.
Oh, thank you. It's Michelle's fabulous original idea, but it's nice just to sort of give my take on it. But it was a fabulous project, so thank you, Michelle.
If you would like to get your own take on it, let me show you how you can. You, in this collection, have got 4. You don't have to choose your favourite. You're going to be getting that regal diamond. We've got the oval shape for you. I've got the circlet that the lovely Lils just worked with, and I've got the fabulous majestic damask as well. So you've got all of those. $31.96 or $40.95. Pays no one. If you check your emails, you may well have a little sneaky discount code in there. You will also have the opportunity to get a free gift. So do seize the moment. But if you're thinking, Bex, I've got those dies already, well, let me tempt your taste buds. Don't lick card, with some card. I've got for you a set of your multi-purpose. You're getting 120 sheets of this. Can you stamp with it? Yes. Can you make envelopes with it? Yes. Can you make bases with it? Yes. You can do loads with it. Just to let you know, it's buy one, get the other for half price. Then I've also got for you some tape pens. Now this is 25% discount. That's a buy 3, you get 1 free deal. These are your dotty tape pens, and you know what it's like with your dotty tape pens. If you've got anything ornate, anything with lots of intricacy, you don't want the glue to show, this is the one you want to get your hands on. Just $14.97 or $20.85 today. So do seize the moment on those ones. The fabulous Lily will be back with us very, very soon, but we're not going anywhere, not really. We have got the fabulous Jodie from Tonic bringing us some creations to make you smile from ear to ear. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV.
Just reach down my bra and take it off. What? No, not my bra! No, my bra!
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. Happy Hump Day! Yeah, it's the middle of the week. Not only today is it National Moon Day, because 1969 this time, then that means that someone landed on the moon. Not just someone, like astronauts. Also, as well as that, it is National Chess Day, as in the board game. One of my favourite days of the year. Also, we found out it's National Hot Dog Day. Yep, but that's not all it is. Oh no, it is get ready to get your teeth stuck into fabulous Tonic Studio Crafting Day here as well, because we have got for you some stunning makes. Now, I just want to start this hour off by saying the item I'm about to show you, first off, has been popular. We have only just been able to have a little stock update on it, because obviously we've been doing other bits and bobs with the craft along. It's popular. If you fancy it, it's a grab it whilst it's here. If you have just tuned in, because maybe when we showed you this initially at 11 a.m, it was 6 a.m. or even 3 a.m. where you are, maybe you've just woken up, do seize the moment. We're bringing to you our Happy Mail collection. Now, in here, you are going to be getting 35 whopping dies and so much inspiration within here. If you've not seen this before, you are going to be absolutely blown away, because we have got the opportunity for you to make gift boxes. We were talking sock boxes earlier on with these. There is a kind of an element of this which is like a box within a box within a box, and you can have another box, and this is just layerable beauty. Use your imagination and you can make these into so much more. $22.99 or $24.99 only on these beauties today. And whether it's gift cards, cold hard cash, or so much more that you pop in within these, you are definitely going to be raising smiles. And speaking of raising smiles, we have got with us today the smile-inducing Jodie. Hi, Jodie. Yes, really good, thank you. So, what are we looking at?
Right, so this is your post box. Now, your post box can be made in different ways, and it literally is built into different compartments. So let me just show you a couple of ideas. Maybe you just want to use plain paper that you've got in your collection, yeah? You're using all the detail dies, you put in all those amazing panels on there, and you've got your post box element. But you don't have to have that post box element, so if I turn it round, you can imagine you can just have it as a long gift box if you want. Bringing in all your different textured cards and everything else, you can go bling-tastic there with all that bling on there. But you've got in that die collection the little greeting card as well. So we could have a little voucher in the back of that one, maybe a store card. But as we said earlier, this can also be,
I love this one.
Your wild creatures on there. Don't put the ends on. You could have it as a Yule log. You could have it in many different ways, and they're so easy to make. Okay, so let's get into this. So
do it.
I have the majority of things cut out. Okay, now this here is the side of your die, your box, and you're going to cut this twice. So cut it once, cut it again, and you need to cut this mouth into the box if you want it, okay? Now on your die, there's 4 little noggins cut out of your die, And they're actually stating where the mouth element goes. So what you do is you put it on your card, you take your pencil, you mark those little noggins, and then you take the actual mouth die and place it down and cut it out. And you're going to end up with that one there. Okay, so this is the barrel, let's call it the barrel of your box.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start to make this barrel up. So fold all your score lines. So where we went for the forest look earlier, this time we're going to go for the funky look. Okay, so let's fold all those wee little score lines. And then we can stick this together and we can start to play. So all you're going to do is you're going to stick one side to the other, and that is literally going to give you the beginning of that box. Now, best weight of cardstock, you're looking at about a 240 GSM and £90. But that there, you can see, is going to be the barrel.
Yes.
Looks like an alien, doesn't it?
Gonna come and get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angry Dalek.
So let's start to decorate this, because you've got all your decorative dies in this collection as well. So I want to start with around the mouth first of all. So let's start with these ones. So these literally are going to make it look pretty, but also it reinforces the box, makes it feel a lot thicker than what the actual card is that you've used. So as you can see, we're going bright and bold this time.
Gorgeous.
Nice pinks, teals and lemons going on this one.
Oh, Natty's messaged in saying, this is my first time watching Tonic Studios.
Oh, where have you been?
Exciting, Natty. Yeah, let us know what you're thinking of these products if you've not seen them before.
So the centre one that we're doing, you can see that we've actually got that little area in the middle, and of course we've got the little die that's going to correspond with that one. So let's place him in the middle. So male. We've got the little one going on the top. By having those bright and invigorating colours behind, it really makes those black jump out. Definitely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the opposite way now. So I'm going to go teal here. Mm-hmm. So I have the teal panel. We're then going to go with the pink. And then on the last one, we're going to go with the lemon. So when we fold this up, the lemon will be with the teal. So there we go. So to make this up now, don't join it together yet, okay? Because you need to put the top and you need to put the base in that cylinder. So this die here, you're going to cut it out twice. But if you were to put this on the top and the bottom, then you wouldn't be able to get it inside of your actual box. So there's a special die in there, which is this one here. Now, let me find the end. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. They've got the cut line on. And we've got one side that's got a debossed line on, okay? So you're going to place that onto there, cut it out. And what that's going to give you is it's going to give you the flap for your actual lid to sit on, okay? So let's fold all these little score lines first of all.
Brilliant.
Just go around there. I'm going to take away all my carrier sheet. Now you may want to use wet adhesive, that's entirely up to you. I'm just impatient, so red liner tape is my go-to. So let's just carry on taking all those away, and craft picks are the best things for getting your carrier sheets off. They really are when your red liner tape wants to play ball anyway. So it's because it's been sat in the car in all this heat.
Oh yeah.
It's just, come on, let's have you.
It's gotten close with itself.
Yeah, got a bit too close. So Taking that one off there. So we've now got the base. So I'm going to start at the front here, okay? And I'm going to place one into there, making sure that I'm level with my actual side.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to go around, bringing in all those wee little corner panels, bar the last one.
Okay.
I don't stick the last one down, okay? Now, we need to put the top in. Remember when you're sticking the top in, your flap needs to be at the back of the mouth, okay? So if you've got the mouth there, the flap needs to stick to the back panel, because otherwise your lid's not going to lift up adjacent to the front of your box. It'll be a bit lopsided. So let's take all those bits off. Just carry on all the way around there. These look completely different no matter what colours you do them in. They feel different. So mouth at the front, back panel, bringing in that back one, and then case off, following it all the way around. You can see that I've got my hand inside to guide all my little edges, okay? And I'm using my fingers to actually stick my red liner on the inner lip, okay? So the last one coming up now, oh, that's not quite high enough, so take that one back. There we go. And then my last one, we're going to take the tape away from there. Come on, sweetie, let's have, you know, if you talk to something, it generally works. Let's just take that bit off there. So now, it's just a case of folding your box in, making sure that everything is level, and pulling it into situ, like so. I'll just get my hand in there and do that top lip. We've got the beginning of our actual box, okay?
Fab.
So the box has another one on the top and it has another one on the bottom. So let's go ahead and make those. Now it's exactly the same die to make this, okay? So let me get the die to show you. It's that die there, okay?
Fab.
Now that's your lid and your bottom, okay? If you make both of these exactly the same, it's like trying to get a sausage into a sausage skin. It's not going to work, okay?
Yeah.
You need to make one of them slightly bigger, and the way that you do that is you don't glue right up to the score line, okay? So I'm going to make the base first of all. So taking my red liner away, and then we can stick this one together. Just one more there, look. So bring this in right up to the score line, as tight as the design will allow you to do it. All the way up.
Fab.
Okay, so that is going to be the base of my box.
Okay.
My lid needs to be a little bit bigger. So when we put this together, we don't glue it as tight on those glue tabs. We could have put another die in there that was maybe 1 or 2 mil bigger, but what's the point? You'd be paying so much more money for the die set. It's just nice to be able to reduce the cost, and all we do is make it a little bit bigger. We'll come back to that one because it's not wanting to play ball. How many of you at home as well walk around with all this red liner sticky sheets stuck to you? It's everywhere. So let's try that last one again. Come on. You will come off, sweetie.
Go on. Yoda.
You shall not beat me. Right, so when you're doing this one, you literally are coming about 1 mil away from the join line.
Okay.
Because then that lid is going to be that wee bit bigger than your base, So you're able to get that to go onto the top of there perfectly. Still a nice tight fit, but it's perfect. So let's put some decorative panels on that one as well.
Gorgeous.
Now in your collection, all your decorative panels are verso dies. So what does that mean? It means that we strip them back. We take the cutting edges away, so that will formulate maybe a matten layer, and your main detail die will actually stay in your cardstock should you wish it to, okay? So by using just the outside edges rather than the pattern, I can just use plain paper to decorate with.
Gorgeous.
So let's bring that in now.
In fact, that was a question from Michelle. She said, I love the paper. Are those dies with paper behind them? The ones
They are.
for the size.
Absolutely, because you've got those outside edges in there. So you can just cut your paper shape, and then you can add the detailing on the top as well.
Gorgeous.
So we're just working our way around here. So this is going to be a bit funky with all these amazing colours in here. So that one onto there. So that's going to be the top of my...
Lovely.
Reminds me a bit of a Rubik's Cube.
I was just thinking that. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Yeah.
Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah.
So we've already got one box done. And we're literally going to stick that one straight onto the top of there.
Okay.
So let's bring that base in. And I'm going to place that onto the top of there. So just make sure that that's central. Now what I do at home when I'm doing this is I just put a book on the top. Just put a book on the top there so that it holds it down until it actually sticks. Okay. Now we are going to stick our lid onto our box. Now the way that the instructions say, because inside your packaging, when you get your packaging home and you take your dies off, you can see where I've pulled the dies off of this. Inside here, if you open that up, is all your instructions.
Great.
Okay. What the instructions don't tell you to do, can you see here? It says just stick that to the top of your lid. Well, if you do, it's very hard to open this here. Okay. So what I do is I actually put another score line on that diagonal there. Okay, I then put my adhesive on that bit there. And then I stick my lid, let me turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. And I stick it just onto that part of my lid. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it makes it easier. Believe you me, at 48 years of age, I'll do anything to make life easy. Yeah? So let's place that onto there. We'll just let that sit for a momento. Okay. But then you have got in your collection, you have got your little greeting cards as well. So we've got the happy mail. It's going to go in, as I say, this could literally be store cards, greeting cards, yeah. If you're here in the UK, high street cards in there, in the States, it could be sacks in there, it could be anything, yeah. So let's bring in a little gift for you.
Oh, that's cute.
As well. And they will go all the way into
so they'll post in
your box. Yeah,
brilliant.
So you can have all those inside there.
Lovely.
But I have to say, I like mine. Come on, I've got my little bit stuck. Let me just put that back on. I like mine just sat in the mouth.
Cute.
Yeah, so we've got that little one just going in there. Pretty.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Funky box.
A box within a box within a box.
In a box.
And a box. That is wonderful. Hello, loads of you loving it, Rosalind. I love the colours in this box. Michelle says, nice, I have to get this. There's just loads of you absolutely adoring this collection, and it is totally stunning. I will just recall for you that you are getting the whopping set of these. It contains 35 dies total. You are going to be able to get this myriad of detail and design, and you can create boxes fit for Christmas. You can use them for weddings. You could use them for parties, for example. You don't have to use this shape to cut into it if you didn't want to. You could use a little circle to make it almost look like a bird box. I've been to weddings recently. In fact, this one I went to a few years ago now actually, but there was like a little camera that printed your pictures for you instantly, you know, the type, and then there's a book there and you'll stick your picture into it. And one of my friends, who is one of my best friends, but the way I'd put her is slightly high maintenance. I won't mention her name, but yeah, people were taking their picture, and at this, let's just say at the start of the wedding, in the lovely book, they were all nicely put in, and people were sticking them in themselves. By the end, people had got a bit wild. Some on a jaunty angle, some were just sticking theirs right in the middle of a page, so there was no space for anyone else. Actually, if you wanted to do that and you want to maybe make your own photo book with them, have something like this next to the camera so people take the pictures and just post it in, and then you can, after your wedding, arrange them as you so wish. There's so much you can do with these. $22.99 or $24.99. Okay. News just then. 20% has now gone. Also, actually, 20% of this cardstock has also gone. And if you do love your cardstocks that has a certain je ne sais quoi, then you are most certainly in the right place. I'm going to quickly grab one of these out for you, just because I think the detail on this linen one is so wonderful. I'm bringing to you 30 sheets in total of different styles and designs of your cardstock. Now, you will be able to see, especially when the light catches it, you've got almost this lattice effect on this one. It looks like when you zoom in really, really closely to, for example, like linen dress trousers, for example. So I'm bringing to you this one, which is your sea salt green. If green is for you, let me give you an ombre of our green. So you're going from this real deep, rich, intense forestry green all the way through to this gentle sea foam, really pretty hues. I've got mirror card here for you, and it is in champagne gold. This is a beautiful one when you see it in real life. Highly reflective, as you can see. In fact, if I hold it straight, I'm now pointing that at the screen that I'm watching myself on, which makes me sound like I'm self-obsessed, but it's just how the studio's set up. That and I am. I've also got for you your double cream design. Now this has got a lovely sheen to it. It's sort of almost satin finish to these, but again, great texture. And one of my favourites, it's a lemon sherbet. I did take a piece out of this because it is a little bit difficult for you to see in the packaging, but it is not when you see it in real life. I have got a myriad of mermaidial hues dancing across the surface of this wonderful, wonderful cardstock. 30 sheets in total within this collection, and you're getting those different designs, 5 sheets of each today, $14.99 or $19.99. So if you do want to seize the moment, do. Because I have a feeling that if you like to do maybe traditional cards or maybe festive fun cards, then actually some of those hues are going to be perfect to play along with our next treat, which is all to do with our shaker cards. So in here, we're bringing to you packets like this, which contain in them numbers of different shaped blisters. And these ones you can fill with pretty much anything you set your mind to create sensational shakers. I mean shakers that are shakeable. I mean shakers that are decorative. I mean shakers that no one is just going to pick up your card, open it and go, yeah, cheers, thanks. They're going to be looking at it it, shaking it. They're going to be showing their friends it. 3 different designs, including the wonderful candy cane and stamps. So you can create your own embellishments, as you can see, for example, in this fabulous decoration here. So loads of fun to be had today, just $42.99 or $51.49. These ones are fun, and you're going to see exactly the type of thing you can make with them.
Yeah, so in each of those die sets, you've also got additional dies as well. So when we have a look, you're getting 2 of the main gingerbread men. Now, if you're going to cut your actual aperture out for your bubble, you need the smaller one, but you can see by doing them together, it gives you the frame that will go around your shaker as well. You can see that we've got the little blister inside there. Each of your packets, you've got 5 blisters in there, but you're also getting additional dies as well. So in this one, you've got your mistletoe, your sweeties, you've got your little present, you've got your gingerbread man, your holly in there, but they're shaped to cut around your stamps. Okay, so you're going to get that lovely leading edge on there to give you that professional finish. So you've got Jerry the gingerbread man. You have got the beautiful candy cane there with its little county canes at the top there. You've also got your Santa's stocking in there as well. You've got all the different ones in there, but as a lady said to me earlier, chop the bottom off there. It could be an ice skate. You could put a blade on there for an ice skate. So there is different ways of using these. So easy to use. So I have got Jerry, bless his little heart, because I love Jerry. Yeah, I love a gingerbread man at Christmas.
Yeah.
My Christmas tree is gingerbread. It's got hand-cut felt hearts in red, white, and sort of a craft card colour in felt, all hand-stitched. It's a hand-crafted Christmas tree.
That sounds
my Christmas
gorgeous. Also, one of the best characters in Shrek, if you ask me. You know the little gingerbread
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As he goes over that river, bless his little heart.
Yeah, not the buttons, or whatever he says. Yeah, cute.
So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the centre of that one out. Okay, so let's run that through the machine. So here we go, all the way through, and that's going to cut the space for my blister to sit in. Okay.
Yes.
Now your blister on your Jerry the gingerbread man actually has got little buttons. Impressed in there as well. So if you have got your Nouveau drops, I can't remember what card I did it on, this one here. So I don't know whether you can see, but inside the actual blister, these red dots here are actually inside of the blister. Because there we go, you can see the little indents in that blister. So we've just filled those in, so he's still got his buttons underneath there. Okay,
that's great.
So this here is my little frame. Let's take that tape away very gently so we don't rip that paper, because it is only paper that we're using. So that there is going to be the bit that I'm using, but don't throw this bit away. You know, this bit here, you could be making gingerbread bunting. You could put loads of them together as bunting. Maybe that's the element on the front of your card. Maybe you're going to put a little nappy on there, a little dummy, yeah? It's going to be a baby's card as well.
So cute.
So cute. This is shaped now to go directly over my actual blister. But can you see how these bits actually are up in the air? They're not secured down. I like everything to be secured. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take a wee bit of red liner tape, and any of those areas that are upwards or have got a high peak to them, I'm going to put a little bit of high-tack tape on. Now my blister is actually self-adhesive on one side, which is great, but I want it to be 100% secure, because when I put my bits in and I try and take my backing tape off, I don't want my bits falling out.
No.
Yeah. So it does sound wrong, doesn't it? I agree. Yeah, I agree, but
we know what you mean. Yeah, you don't want your bits falling out.
Absolutely. That's where I wear my big panties and nice and
I love it. thinking it, and we've now got
We're all thinking it, Ben. Don't hide it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I say it as it is. So let's bring this in now. And we're going to place this right over the top. Press those little elements down and everything is secure.
Gorgeous.
So nothing is going to happen when I take the back off.
Brilliant.
Okay? Because Tonic's blisters are the only ones that I know that do have the self-adhesive back on. Okay? Which is great, but it doesn't help when you take it off and everything falls out.
Yeah.
So now it's nice and secure. We're going to come in with some glittery bits.
Oh, lovely.
Now, word of advice as well, if you are making your shaker card, try not...
That's a seagull, that is.
I wondered what that was.
Just to let you know, yeah. It's not Ben in the gallery bopping out one of his chowns.
I had to be quiet then because I thought, I'm sure I've just heard a seagull. So, I'm going to take the last ones out. Don't use glitter. And the reason I say don't use glitter is the static in glitter. If you use glitter, it's just going to the plastic, okay? And then it's not going to shake. So try and get yourself some confetti, sequins, and that sort of thing.
And I have got some on the show.
So because that is nice and secure in there now, that is going to allow me to hold it in my hand and take away this. Now, if that wasn't secure, that bubble would be coming up as well, which would be a no-no. So now we're going to bring that back in play on there, and we're going to place that onto the top, sandwich him, turn him over, and you have got your little gingerbread man. Now remember me saying about the actual frames. You're getting two. You're getting the inside and the outside edge. If you cut the outside then the inside, that's going to give you your little frame. Because at the moment, it looks a bit like a gummy bear.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah?
Lovely.
But when you put the edge on, it looks finished.
Yes.
Yeah?
Agreed.
Without,
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just literally finishes everything off.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to put my frame all the way around there. Just place that onto that edge and just hold that down a minute.
Oh, it does make a difference. He looks sort of fully clothed
It
now,
does.
doesn't he?
It really finishes it off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let's bring in a card blank. We've used some of our nesting dies from previous dark die sets. We've cut it out twice. We put a little score line above there. And we're just going to come in and sandwich one onto the top there. So we're making our own. We've come down a size. So we're going to place that into the centre of there. And we're going to take Jerry's little heart.
Oh,
And he's going to sit into there. I've got a couple of our wee sequins as well, and we're going to place those all the way around the edge. Let me just have a scout in my box for my picky-uppy tool.
Okay,
Because we're going to bring in some of these little snowflakes. These are another one of our sequin ranges. Just going to bring some of those cheeky ones in there.
Oh,
Get
that
off
was
there.
cute.
I think sequins, you can use them, they're just so versatile. You can
Yes.
use them in so many manners. Let's just place that one onto there. We've then had silver embossing powder out, and we've embossed our wee little sentiment there. So this little sentiment is your Christmas cheer. That is on your collection.
Gorgeous.
So let's bring that one in. So we're going to have Christmas cheer.
Aww.
We've got a nice little bow going at the top, and we've not done any traditional colours. We've done them in nice, cool colours. But
Aww.
you choose the colours that you are wanting to use. Whether you are using the actual blisters, so that one's got the blisters in.
Yeah.
That one doesn't.
Oh, cute.
Just completely flat for postage, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you are adding all your bits into there, yeah? But you have got, as I say, in that collection, you have got that beautiful stocking. You have got, where's my other ones gone? Oh, hello. You have got the candy cane.
Oh,
Lovely candy cane. I mean, I love the candy cane. All that bling bling. Or just keeping it very, very simple.
Nice.
Yes. But you can go to town and have a whale of a time with these.
They're just fab, aren't they? The fact you get all of that, the stamps, the dies, the blisters, is fabulous. As a reminder, in this collection, you're getting 3 different styles, but you're also getting the wonderful dies with the stamps which go across the board. So we've got Jerry the gingerbread person. I've got Santa's shoe. No, well, stocking more, isn't it? Santa's shoe. Could be though, couldn't it? Oh, he loves a good hike. I've also got for you that fabulous candy cane, and we've got all of those stamps that work beautifully along with the dies that you're getting in this too. And again, you do just get the most fabulous look and finish with these. And do you remember we were talking about the gingerbread man and his lovely buttons? You can use the Nuvo drops within those buttons, and they will just create a fabulous look. Now, again, we've thought about this because your colours today just work. We're bringing to you in here different selection. So you've got these gentle, muted, tonally delicate hues, which are great for spring and summer, but because they're muted, quite nice and wintry too. So in here, I'm bringing to you all 4 of those different ones, including ones that dry with translucency to them, and then you've got dimensional ones as well. But as you can see, colour palette wise, we are absolutely where we need to be with this. As you can see, it just works so beautifully with the colour palettes. Again, 4 of them, $9.99 for you today. And you can see they're a big sizable amount that you get in there. It doesn't matter which one you're treating yourself to. As well as those ones, I also sticking in the same colour vein, I'm bringing to you the opportunity for you to treat yourself to some of your sequins. Now these sequins, again, highly complimentary. I'm also bringing to you a super fine glitter within here. These ones are lovely because you've got these ones which are like faceted, and they almost have, you know, ghost koi, like as in koi carp, ghost koi. When you see them underneath the water, they get this sort of mystical sheen to them. That's what this reminds me of, like a faceted design, beauty. And then these ones I've got for you here are in your floral shapes, so really nice detail to those and unusual. And then I've got super duper fine glitter. Again though, you see, you know, we've thought about this, we put this together as a gorgeous collection, so it's going to work really nicely if you do want to stock up your baskets, because maybe you're treating yourself with those discount cards, those discount codes or free gifts we've emailed to you today to use by midnight. You may as well stock up on treats like this whilst you can. So well worth it. Now, we are talking at this moment about shakers, and we were just talking then about the blister packets. But now, what about if I talk to you about our shaker pockets? Now, I've got for you different sizes within here, and what this means is seamless, quick, simple, but highly effective shaker card design. So I'll show you my sizes, starting off with you right here with your 6x6 inch. We will talk you through how to use these if you've not seen them before. They're really cool. I've got a 5x7 as well in here. 5x7, sorry, I sounded like I'm down the DIY shop. I'll have a 5x7, thank you, Barry. I've also got 3.5 inches by 8 inches for that lovely DL card. And then I've got your 6.25 by your 5.5. But this is what I mean about the detail. You cannot see where that begins and where that ends. because it is just all in one, but it means the whole detail, the whole kit and caboodly oodly is this fabulous shaker card detail. Now I have got a quarter of the stock already gone on this one, and I've literally just popped the graphic on your screen right now. So if you do love them, you haven't had a chance to shop ahead, now is most certainly your time to do it. So do seize the moment on those ones, and in fact anything on show, because it has been really popular. $17.97 or $26.99. Shall we have a little look at how we use these? Because anyone can use these, can't they, Jodie?
These are so easy and make such a really big impact. Okay, so any card, you can make the whole of it. You know when you renovate furniture, you make it look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, any of your cards you've got, you could be putting these on and really going to town.
Love
so
it.
This here is my matte and layer for my card. Now earlier this morning I showed you how you can just wrap your actual card itself. This time we're going to base this on a matte and layer that's going onto the card. Okay, so this here is my matte and layer. I've started to decorate it.
Oof.
Okay, so we've got that beautiful little scene starting to develop there. I have got the corresponding pocket as well. Now on your packaging, I'm seeing if I've got a packet here, I don't. On your packaging it will tell you what size to cut your card to. So for example, your 4.25 by your 5.5, your DLs, your 6x6s, as long as your matte and layer is that size, it's going to fit inside this actual window.
Perfect.
Okay. Now you'll note that every single one of them has got the red liner tape on. It's already taped up. Now, when you first get hold of this, you think, well, what's it made of? No, it's not. I've got no idea. It's not acetate. It's not cellophane from the front of packages. It's the weirdest material. It's brill. I don't have to know what it's made of, but let's just call it magic.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Magic, made of magic.
So I'm just going to fold on all these little lines. They're already scored. And then you're going to take your matte and layer and you're going to place it inside. Okay, you're going to centralise it. You're going to make sure that everything fits flush down. If it doesn't, just trim a little bit off your actual matte and layer, because it's got to fit within those perimeters. Okay. So we're going to come in now, and I'm going to come and tape 3 sides down, only 3.
And that adhesive was already on there, wasn't it?
It's already on. It's on all your pockets. So we've got the 3 sides taped down, and you can see that they're mitered in the corners perfectly. Lovely. So there's no leakage. I've then got here a bag of goodies. I've got little butterflies in here. I've got little diamonds in here. I've got a real bag of goodies. So let's take my pocket, tip my goodies in there, and I'm going to seal this up. Now before I turn it over, I'm going to give you a tip, okay? If anybody that's ever been to an amusement arcade or anything like that, you know when you put your pennies in the machine and your coins go da-da-da-da-da-da, because there's nails in the back of the machine. If you have got things with 3D foam pads behind, then your sequins are going to landlock in areas, so you're going to always have bits of glitter at the top. So try and put something in there that's got like a 3D foam pad or some really detailed die cut, so that your actual bits can get stuck. So for instance, that one, you see how the bits
it's cool.
are getting stuck?
Yeah, that's
because
cool.
you've got those on 3D foam pads. Yeah?
Fab.
So let's turn this one over, and I'm just going to wiggle that. So we've got those bits in there. So now I want to take my card, and because we've got the plastic on the back here, glue doesn't like it, does it? So I'm going to put some high tack on there now to actually stick this onto my card blank. So let's just bring in that. I'm going to turn it round. and put that onto there. This just really brings in the modern feel to a shaker, I feel, yeah. Because let's face it, postage is a premium if you've got something on the front of your card like a blister. So these are completely flat. So if you're in the UK, these will go through the normal postage slot as a postage stamp.
Brilliant.
So let's find out which way that was. So it's going to go on that way.
Okay.
And I'm going to place that straight onto the front of my card blank. Now I'm going to take my other bit and start to bring this detail in now.
Okay.
So this was one of our frame dies we did maybe 3 years ago. So that's going to sit onto there. I've got my little sentiment here as well, that's welcome to the world.
Aww.
So we're just going to have a few little pads on there. And then that is going to sit into the middle. And once that adhesive is actually taken, you've got all those little shaker bits in the back there that are going to move.
That looks great.
However, you do it, but the whole card has become the shaker. Even you can see at the back there the little bits of glitter and sequins as well.
It's just fabulous, isn't it? So many people absolutely adoring these, really popular these. Gwen is saying love, love, love these pockets. No more foam, so easy and fast to make shaker card. Well, perfectly proven, right? They are just wonderful. Mary Pat saying adorable shaker card, Jodie. We have got Mary in saying, I love the Nouveau sequins and glitters, gorgeous sparkle. There's loads of you absolutely adoring these. And if you would like to recreate something similar to that, let me show you what you're getting. Different sizes in these, dependent on your card. You've got your 6x6 in here. I've got my 5 by 7 inches. You've got your 3.5 by 8 inches, and I've got your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and the types of designs that you can make are just next level. And as you can see here, this is kind of what Jodie was saying before about having the 3D elements in there. It's great, isn't it? So if you want to seize the moment, you are going to be getting in here 20 shaker pockets in total in the different sizes. Over a quarter of the stock has now gone on that, and I know that some of you are using that code along with your order that you've got in your emails. If you haven't checked your emails yet, please do. It's part of our reveal wheel deal. So go and have a little nosy in your emails now, because you've either got a discount code waiting in there for you going, please use me, or you have got a code that you type in and you get a free gift, and then in a few days or weeks time, when your post person's like down the drive with all of your treasures, it's gonna be like, here's a gift and it's free, and you didn't know what it was, but I might, and pretty cool. So yes, do seize the moment if you want to do that right now. Check those emails, grab what you need, check out your baskets. We'll be back with more in a minute.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV.
Just reach down my bra and take it off. No, not my bra! No, my bra!
Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Welcome back to Crafters TV, or as Ben says it, Crafters, because he's proper posh. We have got for you a fabulous set of treats to still talk about, but before that, let's get ready to vote for our demo of the show. We have had a fabulous show today because we had Lily with a craft along earlier on, and we've already had some mates from the fabulous Tonic today with Jodie. So let's get voting. I'm going to start off with the first one that we saw made in this show. This was created by Lily in our craft along, and it is your pop out box design. So this is a make numero uno. If you would like to vote for this, that's number one. Remind us of our other makes, Jodie.
We have got the amazing postbox with your gift box at the top and the bottom, and then we've also got our little shakers in there as well, so shake it, baby.
Shake it. So you have got the choice of 4 there. Let's say that gingerbread, what's his name? Jerry, of course it was. Gerald, what a silly name for a gingerbread person. Yeah, you've got Jerry was number 3, and then you could have the golden one as number 4. So get voting. Let's chat more about the shaker pockets, okay? Because I've got a couple of handfuls left, and that is all. So I don't want you to miss out. I put them on the wrong side. And we have got the shaker pockets, which you've all been going loop-de-loo for, because they are the type of cards that I feel very quickly elevates other cards. Yeah? I don't know about you, but have you ever made a card that you're like, I like it, I don't love it, need something extra, and I don't just mean yes, yeah. Glad it's not just me. You want extra, and we mean extra. If that is you, may I suggest that you use these pockets to give you a seamless, professional look and finish, which kind of, well, let's be honest, kind of makes it look like someone's just gotten a card and gone, here, have a firework display of colour and glitz and tactility in essence, but also that kinetic element. I doubt highly that any craft expert or presenter could stand here and just simply do that and show them. You have to pick them up. They make you want to react to them. You want to have a shake of them and enjoy them. And if you're making with these to gift to your friends and loved ones, they're going to be doing the same. We've got for you the 6-inch pocket. We've got 3.5 by 8 inches. I've got my 5 by 7 inches, and I've got you 6 by 6 as well. What did I say for that one? Did I say 6 by 6? No, sorry, 4.25 by 5.5. So all of the different sizes there today. 25% savings. So you're getting a whole pack of these for now. So do seize the moment on those ones if you so wish, 20 in total. Should we have a little look at how we can create using something like this? Let's do it.
Like you say, you know, you can put them on any of your cards. So I've got a really pretty card that we made last week.
Nice.
Okay, really nice, using all the latest dies from Tonic Studios.
Lovely.
Let's rip it off.
Oh,
Okay, so
Hey.
we've taken it straight off of my card. We've got the corresponding pocket. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to place that into here. Okay, so let's get rid of those foam pads. And this is what I'm saying, you can take your old cards that you've already made and you can put these pockets on the front of them and they look beautiful. So we're just doing a bit of restoration. Let's get that in there. It all folds up nice and neatly. So remember to fold this on 3 sides. Don't stick all sides down, just do 3. So I'm going to come in from this side first of all. Get that. Make sure it will flush. Come into that side. Come into the end. Come on, let's have you.
let's be having
Yep. Let's put that side in. We're going to put this side as well. Come on, and this is going to give you that pocket then that you can put your shaker bits and pieces in.
Lovely.
Just hold that into there. And then I've got my little pocket at the top. So let's get some corresponding bits and pieces. So we're going to have a little bit of gold, a little bit of transparent. I think that's enough. Let's fold that end up so that that is folded over. Let's go and have a dive in the 3D foam pads over here.
Let's
see
do
if we've
it.
got any big ones, because the little ones ain't going to cut the mustard. No. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. So I'm going to take some of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
I'm cheating. And I'm going to literally just use big chunks of them.
Love it.
So here we go. Let's just... Oh, they're not all going to come off in one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look.
Big chunk.
Big chunk there. And let's put a big chunk down the bottom. Let's have another one. There we go. We've already got one in the middle, so that's okie doke.
Perfect.
So let's just take some of those off so they do actually stick.
Gorgeous.
And then the one down the bottom, so that that one will actually stick as well. Come on. There you go.
Perfect.
Now I've got my card blank. I'm not going to show you a minute. Yeah, I'm going to have to take that one off that card blank because that's in the way of my design. Remember, it's recycling.
Yeah.
So now, when I take that, place that back onto my card blank.
Extra.
Yeah. So you've literally now got all your sequins in that front, but we've recycled that original cardstock. We actually made that one on air last week. So we've now put all the shaker bits and pieces in, and because they're on 3D foam, did you see how they got caught on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just gives you that extra
interactivity almost, isn't it?
Point of interest.
Yes, great way of putting it. Isn't that so cool? It took a card that, let's face it, was well nice. And then we added some sparkle, some light, some buoyancy, some movement to it, like that. If you want to do that, then you have the opportunity to do so right here, right now, and all you need is this pack of treats we have got for you, all of the different sizes you want to get your hands on in those lovely pockets to be able to recreate that design quickly and easily. There's just a massive amount of you chatting about these. Lots of you treating yourself. One question that I did have was to do with these, the Christmas Shaker stamp set, which is from the lovely Ro. Hi Ro, how are you? Rose said that they've just tuned in. And said, is there a die set that goes along with these wonderful stamps, or do you have to fussy cut them out?
There's dies in your packaging. So if we just have a look at those boards, right at the top here, you can see the extra dies, and these are some of your stamps that come in that collection. So you've not got them all, but you've got some that allow you to cut those elements out. So the dies are already in with your shaker elements.
Isn't that, because let's be honest, to fussy cut them out,
Yep.
time consuming.
Yes.
Done like that. Isn't that fabulous? Also, I will let you know that I did have another question, because I do like to run through your questions without sort of interrupting. It's from Laura Gray. Hi Laura.
Hi Laura.
Is asking, what size machine do you need for the post box dies, please?
Your post box you will get through the smaller machines. So you'll get those through the medium-sized Gemini.
Perfect.
Big shot machines. Yeah, all those.
Great.
Because your largest die in that collection is 5.5 inches by 6 inch.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for that one. Yes, loads and loads of you treating yourself to some of these goodies. One of our most popular ones from the day has been our Craft Perfect Spring Meadow collection. We have had loads of 4x4 in this, A4 pieces in this, and I just want to show you how gorgeous this card is. So this one I'm bringing to you now is your double cream design, and you have got, as you can see, one side is kind of your normal cardstock, so really easy to stick down, and then you've got that wonderful sheen on the other side, which has got like a pearlescence but also a little bit of a texture to it as well. I've also got this one here, which just makes us ooh and ah. It's delightful with that wonderful sorbet sort of sherbet lemon detail about it. The glitter on this is not just yellow, it is pink, it's green, it's almost got purples in there as well. It's really like holographic. I'm also bringing to you our wonderful, the mirror card, but the mirror card here is like champagne gold colour. It's really wonderful, but look how highly reflective that is. I mean, you can tell full well that I am angling that now, so I'm pointing it at one of our post boxes. I mean, you can see that, how clear and how, hello, I have a post box, how crisp and clear and beautiful that is. It's so highly reflective, and that means that actually if you did like a drop shadow with this, because it's so reflective, you're going to really notice it. I'm also going to bring to you in here that lovely delicate green with that linen finish as well. Really nice feel to that one. And our final one is this one, which Jodie, we were chatting about earlier on. Now this is very special, isn't it?
It is, because I've never seen it.
Isn't that amazing?
I tell Porky, but I saw it in the office when they were developing it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it in a package.
In real life. So what do you think of it from seeing the concept?
I think it's beautiful. I love it. You know, to be able to die cut in the centre and have that ombre going down, imagine a frame die. So you've got that ombre going all the way through. Now, with all our glitter cards, no matter which one that you buy, okay, we can't call it encapsulated because it doesn't have a plastic coating, but they shed very little, okay? So if you don't particularly like glitter, these are perfect for you.
It's wonderful, it really truly is. It's just great. If you do love these kind of hues that are in the Meadow collection, may I suggest you also treat yourself to some of our sequin and glitter bottles. These are the Nouveau ones that we've got for you.
And they're the new design bottles.
Ooh! I like it. We've got for you. They're absolutely chocked, aren't they? I mean, they're jam-packed with loads and loads in there. So we're bringing to you the different designs in here. The English Daisy, that's your fabulous glitter, which is just super duper beautiful detail and sparkle within that. Then I'm bringing to you the sequins. You've got your floral shapes there in the apple flowers, and then I've got these ones which are like faceted, and they're your kind of lonely cream that we've got for you. Each of those are going to go great within a shaker pocket or within, you know, one of your blister packs as well if you wanted to. It's absolutely up to you. Again, $7.99 for all of them. Don't have to be your favourite. $7.99 or $11.95 for you. It's time to announce the demo of the show, and by my calculations, and by that I mean the message that Rachel sent before, the winner of demo of the show is number 1, Lily's Craft Along. I love with that. A side note from Rachel saying, but they also love number 3. But this one just nipped it to the post, so that will go up with a lovely Jodie's earlier on. So we will chat more about that later. Now, we have got so many more treats coming up. Don't forget, I've got your creative cravings later on. What are we expecting from you when you're back in with us at 7, Jodie?
It depends whether you've bought everything.
Ah, good point. Good point. I love that. She's so mischievous, isn't she? We will see the lovely Jodie later. And don't forget, Lily's going to be back with me in that as well. So for creative cravings, I've got those fabulous nesting dies. We're going to be talking about the Big Scene Create. They're not that big. Big Scene Create card, which is a buy one get 3 for free. Also, if you have checked your emails, don't forget, it's time to use that code, because the codes do run out by midnight. Some of you will get a discount code for money off an order. Some of you will get a fabulous free gift. So go and have a little nosy at that, because you do need to check out your baskets before midnight on that one to make the most of it. We will of course be doing the demo of the day later on as well. And as I say, we've got fabulous demos coming up from the lovely Lily as well. So do seize the moment, check out your basket, go use your code, make sure that you're all ready and raring to go, because we're back in 1 hour, do not forget, for more creativity, more discount deals, and quite frankly, just more crafty love. So do feel free to join us back here in 1 hour. Myself, Jodie, Lily, and the team will be back with you in just a little while.